That's
If
what
she
real
doesn't
leadership
care
is.
and she's moving forward,
That's
then
real.
that's
No,
you getting
First
offended.
lady, you always trying to move forward when you're actually moving backwards all the damn
No,
time.
we were already in the
All this
conversation.
moving forward shit,
What are
cut
you
it out. Yeah,
talking
moving
about?
forward.
You
Mm-mm.
Y'all
came
know what
right
he's
up while
doing.
Goat was talking to Pakal, and you came right in and just was like, "Who did it? I want to know
The
who
very
did it."
fact that you decided to engage a troll tells me that you are
I
not
don't
looking to
know
move
him to be a
forward.
troll. I don't know this guy. I
He's
just
not
met
a
him.
troll.
This is
He's a
the first
lovely
time
person.
I met him.
First lady,
He would be
don't
lovely, huh? Go.
Hmm.
don't let him gadlight you. That's what he's doing. He's not gaslighting. He's gadlighting you. Don't let him do it.
Oh, okay. Dr. AG, we can't hear you.
I wasn't saying anything.
Oh,
My phone is crazy. Since we don't have net neutrality, the app's not working.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I have a question for, I know everyone here is like very well educated and superstars. As someone who's
No,
like,
that's not true. Everyone is not.
at least there's one person that's really well educated. What are the skills you think, like, we have a conversation a week or so where they were like there are 400,000 engineering jobs going unfilled. What do you think that we can do, like each of us in our own lives, to make a difference in that? So we don't have to compete against H1Bs, that the younger people coming up, they don't have to compete against Chat GPT and Elon Musk's new robots. Like, what can we do to like encourage other young people? Because somebody said earlier, I took molecular biology,
So
and it was me and one other young black girl in that entire class. Everybody else was like white and maybe like two Indian Asian people.
Where did you go to
so
school?
you answered
I'm going to NYU.
so you answered your own question by saying encourage young people. And then the second thing I would say is I'm 77 years old, so in my life I'm not doing nothing
Are you
cuz
really?
So I
I'm
can,
not
I can.
getting no more jobs. I'm not getting no more degrees. I'm not doing nothing. I'm sitting
So,
down on this app.
so I can answer your question, Pakal. So here's what you need to do. You need to lead by example, stay in school, and finish the degree that you started. Okay, and then find one person to mentor. Give that person your undivided attention, your time. Make sure you stay on that person's ass so that the person graduates from college and then does something constructive with their lives. And when that person is done, task that person with doing the same thing. That's what you need to do. People need to stay in school and graduate first. Lead by example. That's it.
Well, the Tri City Singers, Pakal said, encourage yourself.
that was good, Gad.
The
That's
Tri City
right.
Singers said, encourage yourself, Gad. So maybe people need to encourage themselves. It's been a
Exactly.
lot of
Because
encouragement.
exactly, sometimes you got to encourage yourself. You got to speak victory during the test, not after the test. During the test,
I mean,
no matter. No,
I'm pretty well encouraged
yeah,
personally.
you're encouraged. That's right. Come on, Tanner.
You can find students at HBCUs that are black in molecular biology. Like you're just looking at your present standings at NYU, but there are STEM programs, there are biology programs at HBCUs where you look to your right and you look to your left and you see a black person.
If they
No,
are black,
Johnny's, you just biased because you went to that fancy schmancy school and there was black people doing that. But that's not the case. That's you just biased.
But I still go to these schools. These
I'm
HBCUs.
just playing.
Okay.
I mean, A&T does have a black department like that, but I do know a lot of other HBCUs don't. Like my school, shit, there's no black professors that teach a lot of this shit. A lot of them are Indian, Asian, unfortunately.
Well,
I don't know what to tell you, but
you can get mentored by non-black people. Okay, you
uh-oh.
can. No, no, it's very true. It's very true because if you're at a school where there are no black professors, what you need to do is open your mind and realize
No, I
that
wasn't
there.
really talking about the mentorship, Gad. I was more talking about like Pakal was talking about the students. So like I know a lot of HBCUs are becoming more diverse, like less black, and a lot of the techie like areas of the schools are less black than the other areas. I was just saying I have seen that and agree with that. Not so much on the mentorship piece, but I was just including the professors to say that that also reflects. Like my economics classes, most of my professors were Indian or Ethiopian. Mm, I guess
Well,
they're black, but yeah, that's what I'm just saying. So I understand the perspective. Even at HBCUs, some certain classes just are less black.
the recommendation that I have people would like. I do not think that black kids should have summers off.
Gad, what school did you go to, by the way?
I can't tell you. I don't want to dox myself, but I went to good schools.
Just
But
listen to
yeah,
how he speaks. He went to a
Hold
very
on.
nice school.
Can he finish this
yeah,
sentence though? Sorry.
yeah, yeah. I don't think the black kids should have summers off. Should be studying.
I agree with that.
They should be reading. They should be preparing for the next thing, making sure that they can move as fast as they can to master the skills and the areas of knowledge needed to excel. We don't have time to become TikTok dance professionals. Like we all can't do all that. We got to leave that alone. And we need to get into the books. That's what we need to do. We need to leave sports. We need to learn how to conjugate sentences properly. We need to really, really uplift. That's what we need to do.
Gad,
Because, mhm.
look into this program I was a part of. It's called Legal Outreach. It's here in New York City. They do like literally every single weekend. We have Saturday writing classes, grammar classes, debate champions, like from the beginning when you're entering high school all the way to the end. Like anybody who's interested in like I used to like mentoring the youth or being a part of like really extraordinary work like that. Like I agree, like no breaks off. You should be studying everything 24 hours every single day after school because that's when and when you put yourself in those kind of environments, you not only motivate yourself, you motivate other people and you surround yourself with champions like legal outreach. I Anybody who's interested in any kind of mentorship or looking for something for like their younger children going into high school to like really have that rigor and excellence, it's called legal outreach. Very good.
I would make my kids, if my kids are really into hip hop and they want to memorize all that shit, they would also have to recite poems by Wole Soyinka for me. They would have to read all the books. You're going to do the hip hop shit. You're also going to have to do the classical stuff. You're going to have to be well rounded because I'm not going to want you going out there confused and unaware. That's
Yeah,
what I would be doing.
I'm gonna need my kids to recite the periodic table back to me. Shit.
Oh, that's elementary. They have to do much more than that. The
Speaking of
Asian,
Wole,
the
I love
Asian
his
kids are the Asian kids are reciting the periodic table when they're three. Like, I don't know. Sorry, Think. Go ahead.
I didn't want to say anything, but that's all y'all just said was just fucking performative. I'm just keeping it real. Like,
okay, good.
first of all,
God bless you.
y'all gonna act like people who go to school, right, can't have fun and don't learn from the having fun. That shit just sounds ridiculous. At the same
Who learns
time,
from having fun?
at the same time, a person who might do hip hop, right? You don't think they listen to classical music? What the fuck?
No,
Did you
most
hear the
don't.
word? Did
No,
you hear
they
the
Yeah,
don't.
words coming out of my mouth?
Royal,
yeah.
what school did you go to?
So
Did you hear the
I'm not
words
gonna talk
coming
about
out of
that
my
anywhere
mouth?
here.
Did you hear the words
No, no,
coming out
no,
of
no,
my
no.
mouth?
No, I didn't hear those words come out your mouth. But let's
'Cause
come
I
on,
know exactly what I said.
because all of the hip hop young kids I know, right, and I'm around them a lot. They do listen to classical
You
music.
No,
lying.
they don't.
That's a
They don't
lie.
Oh,
listen to
I'm
classical
That's
Yes,
a
you
lying.
lie.
are
Yeah,
This
yeah,
lying.
you're
nigga
lying.
I'm
lies,
You're
lying.
You're
lying.
lying.
He
You're
likes
lying.
lies,
Okay,
Chopin.
okay.
He likes
lies.
Bach.
You're
Chopin
talking
likes to
about
lie so.
kids. First of all, you're talking about kids who not only create music, but they appreciate classical. I mean, they go to church, they play at
No, they
Lies.
church.
don't.
Stop lying. Stop
Yes, they
lying.
do.
Stop
What do you mean?
lying,
No, they don't.
Royal.
He
Church
means he
attendance
means
has
The
one
been
fuck
he
are
off
you
means
since
talking
one
about?
2001.
he
Royal,
means
you
one
said
kid out of
Royal,
every 500.
hold on, Royal.
No, no, no,
I'm
don't
just
don't hold
not.
on, royal anything. Like
Oh,
the fact that y'all just say the fact that you just said that they don't.
They
That's
don't.
hilarious, but they do,
They
and
So
I'm
don't.
What
telling you they
churches do
do.
they go
I'm
to?
telling
Royal
you
They
with
they
go.
all
don't.
time low
Dr.
attendance rates.
Library Card
Well,
and
I
Saints,
mean,
can you
most of
please
them are
save
black, so they
can you
probably go
please
to
save
Baptist.
us? Save your Edosian brother, please, because I can't the
Royal
tether
is
is
half
burning up.
Bahamian. He need to stop lying about that.
I'm
He's
not
Caribbean.
Bahamian. Number one, number two. I was born in the Bronx, and
Oh,
I'm
and
most
that makes my
no,
case.
no,
He's
no,
not
no,
ADOS.
bruh.
He was born in the Bronx. I rest my
Okay,
case.
stop this. First of all, my mother's Black American.
Oh, look, he's half.
My
What I tell
father,
you? I
my
told
father's half Black American. He just happened to be born in Barbados. That's the second thing.
Wait,
Hey, you know, my
Roy,
you. Please
wait,
grandmother,
stop trolling.
Royal,
my
I
grandmother's
don't
a Dojin.
understand why you're lying. Like,
Okay, my
why are you
grandmother's a
lying?
Dojin. Listen, so
First
so
of all,
so the
you
fact
lied
that
again.
I'm not lying.
Let me get my big mic so I can correct your lie.
I'm
please get
not
the
Because
big
No,
mic.
imagine
I'm
you're
not I'm not
lying.
lying, okay? The fact that you think I'm lying as if you know all the people that I'm around and all the kids I'm around, I won't tell you why I know these kids.
And
You
they in the Bronx?
deliberately
I think
And they
this
in
I
distorted
the
the
think
Bronx?
words
no,
coming
they're
out of
not in
my
the Bronx,
mouth.
okay? Don't worry about it. So the fact that y'all think that is just hilarious, as if these kids are just one-dimensional, one-track-minded individuals. That's
No
just
one says they're
hilarious.
one
Okay,
dimensional.
I did not say that.
okay,
I made recommendations, and I specifically said,
yes, you did.
I said if I had a kid who was into hip hop, he would also have to recite the poems of Wole Soyinka. That's what I said. I would make sure that he is well rounded. That's what I said. That's what I said. I didn't say that people can't do both. And by the way,
You
I
just
know
want to show your big mic, did you?
no, yeah, exactly, because
Goddamn.
yes, because nigga, because your mic is bigger than everybody else's. And
It is?
what you need to do is admit that
Pause.
most kids are not listening to classical music like that, nigga. Stop lying. They're not.
and Gag.
Which is why
Well,
they have.
first of
Well,
all, I
hold
ain't
on.
nobody's nigga. That's number one. And number two, they are.
Which is why they have trash ass music tastes today.
Easy.
Yeah, they want to listen to drill rap.
Not too much on drill rap, okay? It's
I just
good.
want to ask. I just want to ask Royal.
Don't
Oh
ask me
wow!
a
I just heard.
goddamn thing.
I just want to ask Royal since you said
Respectfully,
I was
Alicia.
lying. You said I was wrong about you lying. What are who are their favorite composers?
Yeah, you say listen to classical music. They like Bach, Berlioz, Mahler. What are the young kids listening to these days of the classical
Well, they're listening to
composers?
Renoir.
Hold on. Renoir. Okay. Who
Oh
are they
my
listening
God,
to, Will?
stop this.
Who are they listening to?
I'm gonna be on mute.
Okay. Just like they are when it comes to classical music.
You know,
Mm-mm.
they're listening to Royal and
I
Rebel.
mean,
They're listening to Royal
they're
and
only
Rebel.
kids in music class or
Yeah.
introduction to music class. I mean, using critical thinking for music. I mean, they're only in those classes. I'm sorry, but I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm
But
Who
big
I'm
do
into
they
done.
They
listen
listen to
classes.
to,
No,
Royal?
no.
Glozart.
Wait,
I'm
They
big.
listen to
what?
I'm
Glozart.
big into
What?
classes.
Doing music class work is different than listening to classical music on your
Oh
Spotify or your
boy.
Apple Music or whatever.
I
Royal, who do they
just need
listen to?
I need
What's
a full
going on?
moment for the fact that I said Glozart because that
Glozart was
shit.
good. I like Glozart.
Period. Thank you.
You are
Glow's
so
art
funny.
was really good. Thank you, Saint. That was great.
You are all welcome this evening. If you take nothing else away from this,
20
all of the rooms that have
demerits.
been bold.
20 demerits,
Cause you know,
Saint.
cause you know what it is, Saint. You got to speak to the problem,
What?
not about the problem. Okay.
Oh my God, the violence. I hate
I,
y'all.
I'm gonna, you know,
You
I'm.
should mute up, Royal, because you are
No,
lying.
no, I'm a muter, but
I
you know,
know these niggas
I'm gonna
don't listen
fight
to
for these
classical
kids.
music
I'm gonna fight for
because
these kids. I'm good. I'm
these
gonna fight for.
niggas, these
But
niggas my age didn't know that when Kate Renata redid "Be Your Girl," they didn't know that Tidra Moses made that a song first. So
oh
they're
my
definitely listening to
God!
fucking classical music.
And you said Tidra Moses. Come on, what
That's
the
what I'm
Period.
fuck
saying.
is
I'm saying
going
that's
on?
much more
Sagittarius
recent,
sister.
Royal. I'm saying that
Indeed.
one of the most popular black house songs of our time. They didn't know that there was an original version of that song, but you're trying to tell me that people my age listen to classical. That's
They listen to
They,
bullshit.
Monteverdi.
they don't even know who Marian Anderson is. They don't
That's
even know who
bullshit.
Leontine Price is. They think
Wow.
that those people are white
Somebody
women.
just
They
said in
don't
the
even
room
know
the
who
other
they
day that
are.
they didn't know that Lena Horne sang Santa
Thank
Baby. I mean,
you.
not Eartha Kitt. They didn't know Eartha Kitt sang Santa
Forget
Baby.
Oh
the
my
other
God,
night.
you got oh shit. Never mind.
And you're
They
done,
think they
Royal. You're
they think
done.
they think
That's
Wait,
Harriet
so
wild.
Tubman is a
did
Yes,
you
I
black
am.
say
I'm
that,
woman.
very
Rose? One
done.
second, one mic.
I'm
Rose,
done.
did you
I'm
say
done.
that
Done.
urban, diverse, urban city kids have never heard of Beethoven? Did you say that,
With a
Otis?
Y, like Beyonce.
No, no,
Beethoven.
no, no. I didn't say that.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
no, I
I didn't
didn't say
think you
that.
said that.
No, no. And what I said again, it's very simple. Royal, I said if I had a kid who was really into hip hop, I would make sure that he also was into the poems
You,
of Wole Soyinka. I would want that kid
you're
to be
right. You're right.
well
You're right.
rounded. That's what I said.
You're right. I stand corrected. You're right.
I mean, just for
Stand
the record, it's
corrected.
probably the case that most American children, regardless of where they are, but it's especially true in what was it called? Uh, Urban, diverse, inner city kids have not heard of Beethoven, and if they've heard of him, they've just heard of the name and wouldn't know what he does or can recognize his music. Uh, we know that because we know what kids bring to high school and college. And it's quite clear that there's a massive dearth in this instance of cultural education compared to previous generations. All you have to do is be around 18-year-olds, and you know that that's true.
Trash taste. They don't
You
know
you you
nothing.
you know
This is
you know.
basic. This
Like
is
they don't.
basic knowledge. It has nothing to do with being boule.
This is
Because
nasty.
what Otis said was, is he said he wanted a well-rounded black child. I don't know why that's Boulay or Kathy Hochul, but I would imagine if someone was a
Like I want
parent,
a
they would
freaking
want their kid.
well-rounded
Hold on one second.
child.
They would want their kid to also be
Sorry.
well-rounded because the original question was about filling engineering positions and succeeding in higher levels of education. So a well-rounded education is actually key to that, and that's clear. But just at the level of music, most American kids could not recognize Beethoven's music. We know that for a fact because they come to college and they have no idea who he is, even at elite schools.
So,
Go.
but
Yeah,
go,
go.
but go.
Wait. Hold on.
All
Hold on. Yeah, go. You know what you just said is correct. And I'm standing corrected. I'm listening back to the whole conversation in my head. I think that for the musicians, maybe that's the problem. I'm surrounded by musicians at various ages, and they have a different level of appreciation of music, its history, and you know, everywhere from romantic era to now. So you know that might be the problem. I'm
Well,
just
let's
kind of
just do an example. Let's do an
yeah.
example. Dr. Library Card, River. Dr. Library Card, what do you know about Beethoven without Googling it?
Not a lot.
Yeah. What do you know?
Yeah, right. She's not a musician. That's
Okay,
I
so
used to
hold
play
probably
on,
the
let me
different.
ask you.
piano,
You're
so
right.
Hold on,
it's
hold on, hold
different.
on, hold on, doctor. Hold on, Dr. Library
Dr.
Card.
Library, you know the Fifth Symphony.
Hold on, ML. Let's just make it very easy. Royal, what do you know about Beethoven?
A little bit.
Okay, to give us three things about him besides that he's a composer. Like hum a
Oh
famous tune of
God.
one of his
No,
symphonies, for example.
hum one of his
Dun dun dun
symphonies.
dun dun dun
Which one
dun
is that, Royal? Da da
dun
da da. Which
dun
one
dun
is
Yeah,
dun
that,
that
dun
you
Royal?
dun
gave
dun
the
dun
most.
dun dun dun. He's known for his music. It's always really
Hold on,
like it's always
Patty.
hard hitting. He always
Not
has
always
these
hard hitting.
like it is. He
No,
always
no,
comes
it's
in with a
no, it's not.
strike.
It's not always hard hitting
Always
though.
Okay, well
hard
he
hitting.
always comes in with a strike. I used to play the
He does.
piano, dude. Okay.
Okay.
But then you read then you read Fleur Elise, and your Fleur Elise is not hard hitting at all. But anyway, to Royal, what do
Okay,
you know about
there's one in twosies, but a lot of his music, like he'll have this like silence and then goes right into like this extreme. Like I
Yeah.
used to
Yes.
play.
Yes. Yes. That is
So
right.
that's what I mean with the
Okay.
hard
When you say
There
hitting.
you
hard
go.
hitting,
Okay,
yeah.
Yeah,
so
you
I
got that from
grew up
Haydn.
like playing the piano as a kid. My mom was very strict about that.
But Patty, you know that he was asking Royal. We want to see what
Yeah,
Royal
yeah, Patty.
knows.
You're Asian. We know you know about Beethoven. I'm asking Royal.
You're wrong. I'm black
Go ahead, Royal. Now that you've
and
Googled
I'm
it, what
from
do
the
you know
city.
about Beethoven? Since people know, right? Nobody knows about Beethoven, so I don't know what Dr. Articulate is talking about. Kathy Hochul said they didn't know what a computer was.
We got to be well rounded, y'all. The world is moving. Trump is taking books out of schools. Yes, yes we need to advocate for ourselves and see what we can do um, with regard to government. But we have to take the power that we have and make the best of it. We are not. We're not applying the strictest, the highest standards to our kids that we can. We need to require more of them and we need to show them that they are capable of more. I'm sorry. We need to.
Yep. What's an
But
acceptable like cultural cutoff in terms of like timing of like it what like it what where's the fence for like culture? I mean, and this is partially rhetorical, but just if one does have a strong feeling about this, I would like to hear because I'm like, what do we need to go back before Baroque or just or can we just go back 250 years and then come up to present?
Well,
200,
music is
200
my
years will
weak
be
point. So
fine.
don't let this change your opinion about me saying it. Please accept me as a mentee. Music is just my weakness.
Sorry, y'all. My
I'm
my
not
kid
sure.
you
knocked
Well,
dis
his
you
I
my kid
never
knocked
played
his
an
head
disqualified.
real
Don't
instrument
quick.
because I was
elaborate.
running out of
Let me.
breath
I'll
trying to
be
play
back.
the trumpet back in the day. I pivoted to sports, but music is just my only weakness.
Yeah, but I mean, but Dr. Library Card, even you like
I know enough
you're
to
not
know
you're
who Royal a
ex-
liar.
exactly. It's like you're not
What?
even you're not part of the group that's experiencing a deficit. We're talking about kids who don't know the basics. Fuck knowing about the white people. What about somebody like Marian Anderson, who single handedly helped lead this country into a different era? Her story alone could
They're not even learning about
inspire
Stevie Wonder these days.
generations of people. Yes, she was a classical music musician, but she was a lot more than that. I've told my story on Clubhouse many times. I learned about the civil rights movement because of classical music. That's how I got introduced to it. And we have entire generations of kids who don't know their own history, which is why they're not even proud of being black anymore. Talk about, oh, this shit is, there's a slave, the movie has a slave dialect. I don't want to watch movies about slaves. They're now ashamed of their past, as if the enslaved people who did a whole lot of shit with nothing can't serve as inspiration for people who actually have something now. That's what we're talking about. And you
Well,
have
what was
entire, groups of parents who don't know shit, and then they want to talk about the kids not knowing anything. Well, you can't teach your kids shit because you don't know it either. The problem is deeply rooted, and we cannot wait any longer. We don't have time. We are behind, and we need to catch up. And you know what? The white man ain't gonna do it. We got to do it at this point.
it's
Gad,
fascinating too because
Did you say that our kids are young people rather? And maybe I didn't hear you right because I am driving. They are ashamed of their.
Yes, yes, yes. I
Oh,
said it.
yeah, it's funny
okay.
too, Gad, because in your
I don't
examples,
see that though. I don't see that. They seem to be very. That's my your personal experience. My personal experience with teenagers, I guess, is, it is what it is. But that was an interesting statement.
Gad, what was fascinating about it was you actually only mentioned black people in history, and people like Articulate read that and went to white people. So the people you named were only black people. They were both people like Shoyinka, who's in Nigeria, no Asian, but also and mostly black American. So it's fascinating that when people want to esteem others who accomplished a great deal and changed the world, like Anderson did, or people mentioned some other composers, Grant Still and others. Um, what the people who think they're on the side of the so-called everyday common, everyday black person, they heard you thinking it was a white person and talking about white person because I don't remember you mentioning Beethoven at all. So it's fascinating that the people that you were actually esteeming black history, in this case, black cultural history, but what they heard was white people. And in part, they heard it because they don't know who those people are themselves. They think they know a lot about black culture. They really don't. People like Articulate. Articulate thinks he knows a lot about black culture. Black cultural history. He really knows very little. And so he couldn't take you esteeming them because he doesn't know much about it. And so it's fascinating, sort of proving your point in real time. I'm done speaking. Yeah, slave clown off. you'd be the only slave clown. But the people he named weren't slave clowns. They were actors. It's like Marion, call Marian Anderson and suggest she was a slave clowner. He was talking about slave clowns. Just goes to you. We'll invite you up, and you can tell us what's wrong about having your child who might be into hip hop also learn other Black poetic traditions. So we'll see. So we'll invite you up and see. You rescind the challenge, right? Because you don't know anything about Black cultural history. Okay, you guys can do your thing.
Ooh, slave clowns is crazy.
Yeah, like it's always a joke,
Slave
but it's not funny. At
clown.
least make your jokes funny. It's not even funny. The man mentioned a bunch of black people, and you were talking about pulling your pants up and Beethoven. What's wrong with black kids learning about their rich cultural history that out of which they come? And these people literally did. I mean, Marian Anson literally changes the world. Like literally changes. She not only changes American society, she's instrumental in changing world society. She was appointed to the UN, for example, do all types of stuff with decolonization, 1950s. Like these will be inspirations and models for people to look at. And Anderson herself had that model. She tells a very famous story. I'm not going to go into it, but she saw a black lady playing piano. She said, "Oh my God, just play piano! I could do this too." So she became literally the first black female global superstar. Literally, she was the Beyonce before there was Beyonce. Dance party with Beyonce. Dance party with Beyonce. Beyonce. Before Beyonce did it, Marian Anderson did it, beginning in the 1920s. She defies Hitler, Franco, Stalin, etc. But you think that's slave clown off and not worthy of teaching black children. So who's really doing the white work of white supremacy? Gad and his suggestion, or people like you? I'm done speaking.
That's how you return a package to Amazon.
Dance party with Beyonce.
Packaged it up, put the seal on it, and a bow. Return to sender.
Well, I mean, to get away from articulate, it really is true that the man asked the question, and Gad said we should get rid of summer break. I also think we should get rid of summer break. I like Dr. AG's model. I don't think the summer break model works for a whole host of reasons. That was the first thing he said. And then he talked about if they were into X, they would do this to make them well rounded. And now it's Boulay and he's Kathy Hochul. I mean, the Kathy Hochul thing is so offensive. It's just offensive. But, everything's a joke with Articulate. So, he's a funny guy.
So what was
Am I
her idea?
derailing or is this on
No, no,
topic? I don't want to
no.
derail. Is this a derail
We're just
to
having a
talk about it?
conversation. We're just having a conversation. But let me ask you a question. What was her idea? Because my daughter went to a school that was all year round, but it was like they did like 2 week breaks.
Yeah, that's what I said. You'd have like
Right. And
12
you know what? It's
weeks,
so
12-week
great.
terms, 2 weeks in between, and then like a week spread across the time, like where you take exams.
Yeah, yeah, and she actually
Yeah.
liked that better than
Yeah, I think it functions better because it keeps the learning consistent.
Mhm.
I I could tell you guys one thing. If you get an opportunity to go work overseas and have your kids go to school overseas, I think that's one of the things that my kids have benefited the most. And I have a 27-year-old and a 21-year-old. That my kids language, my son speaks Turkish because when my kids were in Turkey, I put him in a Turkish school where but they spoke English. Majority instruction was in English, but some of the but Turkey was the language of choice for his language instead of doing English, and they do also do. And my kids came out there, and also math. Turkey's a very math-oriented culture, high in engineering. My son's an engineer because we were in Turkey for a very long time. So if you and I, have my kids have lived in Italy, and my kids have lived in Germany and South Korea, and my kids went to Dodge school a majority of their time. So I can't really compare to people who their kids mostly went to school in America, but I could tell you that my kids were very much prepared for the SAT. My kids were very much prepared for college. And when my son came back to the States and he went to American high school, in the in the in the ninth grade, my son was already in pre-college, and he was the only freshman, and everybody in his class were high school students. Whereas overseas, he would have been, it was normal for him at that age to be doing pre-calc in South Korea. So in a Dodge school. So that just tells you, well, my son's teacher, that Dodge math teacher, was actually a retired Stanford math professor who
And
retired
the
and went to
Dodge
teach
and that
Dodge
Dodge
school.
school in Korea, because my
Yeah.
sister went to that. She went to American Pusan.
Osan, you went on
Yep,
Osan?
American
Yeah,
Pusan.
I was an Osan.
So
Yeah.
her school only had like 13 kids.
Yep.
13 kids that
And the
graduated
student
with her.
the
Hmm.
yes, the student teacher ratio. I think my son's math class, he had 7 kids in his math class, and they did a lot of math olympiad in South Korea, and
Yeah,
actually every weekend they had a tournament. And
because I
in America, you don't see that.
my sister graduation picture is like 13 kids. And they get to go off into the economy and compete with other students. So yeah, it was pretty cool.
Uh, Patty, you do see that in private schools.
Yeah, but
You do see
overseas
that.
it's totally different. So like
Hmm.
overseas they get engulfed. They so like my sister went to school in South Korea. My brother and my sister went to school in Qatar or Doha. So they had to go to a British American school. So it's like there it's really it's like when they got to go to those schools. I mean, I'm jealous. I had to go to school in New York because I want to stay in New York. But when you see the pictures and the different things that they got to do, and then the languages that they get to learn when they're overseas, it's crazy. Like I like with my daughter, I made sure she went to school with she got to enjoy the culture. So it's different than American schools. I told y'all she went to school every she went to school every day and got 2 weeks on. I mean 2 weeks off. When she came to the United States, she thought it was better with the 2 weeks. She didn't like the 3 months. And she was ahead of most of her peers, like he was saying.
But Patty, do you understand the urgency that I'm talking about?
What
The
do you mean?
urgency? No, I'm just saying like the urgency that we as Black people face. Like
Oh yeah, yeah,
we
yeah.
don't have time to play around. We're lagging behind. We have to catch up. When you have to catch up, you have to do extra work. That's just
Yeah,
it.
but you know what? They look down on you for that too. It's kind of
Who
weird that our
does? Who
community
looks
does
down?
that. Because when I was a kid, my mom was very strict to keep me, like to keep me. She always tried to keep me engaged so I won't be out in the streets, right? So it was like I had to take piano classes on the weekends. I had to clean. Like people don't believe it or not, they got a fucking they got a stable in fucking Brooklyn, New York. So I used to have to go to stables, help clean the stables so that I can get discounted horseback riding lessons. Like she kept me busy.
No,
But
but when you
then
say
The one by
they
King's
look down
Plaza?
at you, who is the
oh
they that
hi,
looks
who said that? Who said the
down?
one
That's
by
me.
King's Plaza?
I'm from Brooklyn. I know. That's the only stable.
Nobody knows that. They'll be like, huh?
Yeah, and it's the golf course where that's really nice too.
Right. Like it's like but it's like you can't have that life without not being it's just weird to other people. I don't know. It's normal to me.
So, but Patty, who did you say is looking down
It's your
on
own
you?
community. They look down on you when you do certain things like that. Like I
So,
got to
what you
go
mean, Black people looking down? That's what you're saying?
uh, just your peers, yeah.
Well, I mean, let's just be real. If that's what you're
Yeah,
implying, then
your
I just
peers, your peers. Like when you're younger, there the expectation is for you to do other things, you know?
so all now.
So, so instead of being like I'm going horseback riding this weekend or I have my lessons this weekend, it's I'm going to my grandmother's house. You know what I'm saying? It's none of your business. Yeah.
Well, okay, so now, and you're saying that that's something that happens all the time, or is it the case that some people's peers, for lack of a better
That's how it
word,
was
look
for me
down
when
on?
I was growing up as a kid. They'd be like, "Who buys horses? What you moving
But
to?"
I also think it is when you're not surrounded by other like elite people, it makes everyone else seem like, oh, like you're doing something so special. But when people with like other people who are doing like extracurriculars, it's like a very normal thing. Which is why I said earlier, like programs like legal outreach, and when you have other peers around you, because even your family members can be jealous. Like I know for myself, I had Saturday writing classes and stuff to do all summer. And my cousins were going on cruises. So up to today, I've never been on a cruise. But I've been to 12 different countries, but never on a cruise because every time they had that 3 months off for summer, my family would go on a cruise around the world or whatever. So it's just
Can we just interrogate Patty's story a little bit more because it's
yeah.
there's more here. So Patty, I just have a question. So when your peers looked down at you for doing this extra stuff on the weekends, did you talk to your mom about it? What did she have to say? I mean, how did you process it? I'm curious. What? Yeah.
I know when you're little, it's cool, but then when you start getting a little bit older, then they're like, "Why are you?" They be like, you know, they just make little jokes about it. After a while, I just kept it to myself. I never really talked to my mom about it because I loved horses anyway. So I didn't talk piano. I was like, I don't want to do this no more.
Well, so the only reason I ask is that I don't know how widespread that is, and I bristle when I hear people tell stories like that without qualifying that that was their own experience because there is this
Aren't you from
anti.
Nigeria though?
Sir, please, can you be quiet? I'm not done talking.
I'm asking you a question. Are you from Nigeria?
Be quiet, and I'll tell you. There is this anti-black narrative circulating out there that black people do not value education, that they do not value well-rounded experiences and so on. And so I get uncomfortable when I hear stories that support that. Not saying that your experience is not your experience, but I don't know that that's how it happens for every black person, but I understand that that was just your experience. That's why I asked you if you spoke to your mom about it and you know how she handled it, if she told you
No, I
anything.
did.
Yeah.
Really, when I was younger, I just did what I was told. That was it.
Okay.
And plus,
Okay.
and I said I loved playing. I loved the horses. I loved horses when I was a kid. I used to read the Black Beauty um, book series. I loved horses. I just loved them. So regardless of what other people were saying, I just was like, I'm going to my grandmother's house for the weekend. But
Understood. So
but
Pacquiao, I can answer your question, Pat.
but they did make fun when I was a kid about of the stuff like that.
So Pacquiao, to answer your question, I'm Nigerian and I'm an American. I was born in California. Okay, so American
Yeah,
citizen.
no.
So
I'm from
let me finish. I'm gonna cuss you out if you don't shut up because I
You're
don't
not gonna
understand what
curse
this
me out because
is.
I'm not the one.
Hey, no, well, you're going to be the two, the three, the four, the five, six, seven, eight, nine,
I
10.
could never.
Trust me, you
I could
can't come for
never.
me. I was voting
Okay.
before you were born.
I could do all of that. You
I
can't
was
touch
voting
me.
before you
You
were
can't
born,
touch me.
okay?
This is
What I
Subtards.
was going
You
to
weak.
tell, what I was going to tell you
Don't
is
tell
that
me
in
shit. You get
addition,
attitude.
I'm going to
No,
tell you,
you
you're going to
won't.
hear
You
it. You're going to
won't.
hear it. Oh,
You
yes, I
won't.
will. Yes, I
You
will.
won't.
Yes, I will.
Because guess
Yes,
what?
I
When you
will.
speak to me, you
Like
will speak in
I
terms of
was
facts.
saying,
You
I
do not
was
have the
born in the
facts.
United States to
You do
two
not have the
Nigerian immigrant
you do not
parents.
have the
So
facts to back
I
me.
am
I said
American and
you
I
do not
am
have the cultural
Nigerian. I am
competency.
both. If
You
you
do not have the
understood, if
cultural
you understood,
competency.
bitch, you don't have
I
any cultural
understand.
competency, which is why you're questioning why someone's Nigerian American. If you had the
Because
cultural competency, then you would understand that such
based
a thing
upon the question
exists.
that you asked,
You would
you
understand that
listen.
such a thing
You
exists.
pretend.
Can you
You
please tell me
pretend.
what African country you lived in and how long you did,
I'm
since you want to
explaining to you.
talk?
I'm
What
explaining to
African
you.
country did you live in and how long did you live in the African country? Tell me. Which one? Which one? Which one? Which one? Which
Explain to
one?
you. If you be quiet,
Which
you will hear me.
one? Which one? And for how long? Tell me. Since you want to talk about cultural comp, tell me. Which one, Pacquiao? Tell me which one. You think you're the only one who's lived in foreign countries? I have too. And for extended periods. I'm not talking just a few months. I'm talking about years. You want to see my passports? I've got several, and they're full. So the next time you try to come for somebody, recognize that you're not the only one who has lived overseas. I was traveling overseas every 2 years after I was born. I know that you said that you've lived in foreign countries. Cute for you. I'm happy. But you're not the only one. How many passports do you have? How many citizenships do you have? Tell me. I want to know that. Let's go. How many? Pakao, how many do you have? How many countries can you claim to be a national of? How many? Since you want to talk about cultural competencies. How many, Pakao? How many? How
Ooh, I'm
many?
glad you said Pakal because I was listening to this whole
How many,
conversation.
Pakao?
I thought you were talking to Patty, and I was about to
He's
lose my
badgering the
mind.
witness.
No, I'm not badgering the witness.
But I thought we were being honest. I'm just saying.
I have this little boy trying to play games. That's what I have. And I would think that somebody who has origins that are not American would understand when someone says that they have different heritages and that they are one thing and the other thing. So, in fact, you're the one who lacks cultural competence because if you did have it, you would understand what it means to be Nigerian American. It's a
Okay.
thing
Okay.
and it's important because that way I can recognize that African American is its own ethnic identity that's different from mine. Let's
Right.
get into the cultural competencies. Let's get into it.
Let's get into it.
Let's get into it.
Okay. So
Where,
what?
where are you, Pacquiao? Are you still there?
Just
A
one
question
mic
from
on
the
the prompt.
audience. Question from the audience. Uh, I'm haven't said anything in criticism of any of the arguments from Otis, other than just teasing him and calling him Kathy Hochul, which I still believe is funny. But I actually agree with the sentiments that he's sharing about a lack of emphasis on serious study and serious rigor and secular solutions for secular problems. And I wonder if we're, and I do support expanding education in music, specifically classical music, which has a lot of advantages in cognitive development that I think many Black kids miss out on for a multitude of reasons. Not first a lack of interest in these particular things. Um, if we can introduce practices, behaviors, and routines that improve our ability to understand the reality of the world in which we live and navigate it competitively, is there any thoughts about maybe a reduction in certain behaviors like Tyler Perry movies and all that churchy shit? Like I do think a lot of the stuff in our culture, like the sexy reds, I make fun of that. I just think a lot of the cultural beats in our shit is largely geared towards making a community of suckers who think the world is just going to work out. And so maybe some of the entertainment, some of the religion, some of the religiosity, some of the cultural norms, the fix it Jesus types in the world, the God is good types, the MLM suckers, maybe all this stuff is connected too.
Yeah, and
Go
I
back
Yeah,
on
definitely
mute.
So
Zero.
what's
I'll
agree
wrong
with
respond.
with
Let me do the
why
first
can't we
response.
just have classical? What's wrong with classical jazz? I mean, why does it have to be classical music? And other cultures have the same kind of shit you're talking about. It's just not Black culture. So I take offense to that part.
I think one of the most important things, I forget who was sharing about the horseback riding, but when we introduce those kind of things to our young people, I'm not sure how it is in the suburbs, but here in New York City, it is consistent across many different people. That lady, how I knew she was going to King's Plaza, because when you do these specialized things, people often think of it as like, oh, you're not black or you're anti-black or you're trying to pretend to be something else. But it's like, no, I'm actually just exploring different activities so I'm not out doing different things. For other cultures, to play polo and to play hockey and rugby is or cricket or whatever the case or golf is a very common thing. That's why there's a huge golf course right there by King's Plaza. But not a lot of young black people are exposed to that. So when they hear someone going horseback riding when you're 7 years old, they're going to say, you know what? Oh my God, like I only hear about white people or I only see that on TV or white people or Asian people doing that, whoever, any other non black person. That's what I talk about. Like, it's not about it's not about black people not wanting to do these things, but just not having access and the cultural exposure to say, hey, being black is about horseback riding, riding ostriches, doing all the crazy stuff too. That's the point I was making in regards to like being in New York City.
And you're right, because black people have been riding horses since they came. This is crazy. This conversation can't be real. And you're right about the exposure though. They're black. First of all, that's why they call the cowboys cowboys, because they were trying to disrespect the writers who were black by calling them boys, the ones who were herding the cattle. That's go research that. That's why they call them cowboys. We've been riding horses forever. And then another thing, you're right though about exposure, because when my sons got exposed to rugby, I didn't even know what the hell that was. Isn't that the one with the stick? And they're running down with them sticks. Is that what that is?
No, they don't have a
No.
stick in
No,
It's
No,
rugby.
like
what's
that's
close
what's
to
the
That's the
one?
football.
wrong one.
It's like close to
rugby is the one
football.
that looks
No,
like
You talking about field
American
hockey?
Polo,
football, but
That's
they don't
field
have
water
hockey.
polo,
pads.
Field
no,
Lacrosse.
what's
hockey.
No,
She's talking
what
about
what?
lacrosse.
It's field
rugby
hockey.
Lacrosse,
is the
right?
one
See, I
that
Or
thought
looks
it was
like
lacrosse.
Why
American
is
lacrosse.
everybody
football.
talking at once?
a horse
Yeah,
and
so
For
that's
fun.
lacrosse.
No,
Polo is with the
no,
boys.
Thank you.
rugby is the
Thank
one
you,
that
Let
looks
the
chat
like
for
American.
PWI speak.
lacrosse.
Let the PWI
Lisa,
black speak.
Uh-huh.
Lisa,
Uh-huh. I'm
rugby
hearing.
is the one that looks like American football. The ball is shaped different,
Ah,
but they don't wear pads and stuff.
thank you,
That's
And the ball is
rugby,
sweetheart.
bigger.
and the
Thank
ball
you.
Yeah.
looks different.
I
And them
thought you
Thank
thighs
said
is
it was
you,
something
crazy.
about a horse.
Sage and Chat. Thank you guys for correcting me. So, but exposure is true, because I didn't know that one with the stick, lacrosse, existed until and they played it. But they didn't feel like they were not being. It was something that black shouldn't be doing. That wasn't even part of the conversation. I was like, "Oh, if it's fun, you guys get out there and do it." But yes, the whole team was white, and maybe they were the only two black. Yeah, what all that. But I think we put all this shit in our own heads. Whatever you feel that you enjoy and is available to you, then you take advantage of it. And if you see something that you want to do, then you go and you do that. So it's no such thing as black stuff and white stuff and all this.
Oh,
It's
brother.
crazy to me.
I
It
came back at the
is.
wrong time.
Wait, what's happening?
I didn't think that was the conversation. Maybe
Yeah, I
I.
don't know what's going
It
on.
wasn't.
That's what I heard. If it's not the conversation, I can be corrected and redirected.
I
I don't
think.
have a problem
I
with
think
that.
the guy who was speaking before. I think he was not engaged in what the conversation was. The conversation was not about doing things that were quote unquote not black culture or this was a
Mm-hmm.
black. It wasn't that at all. It was about teaching people like cultural history of the
Yeah,
black community.
and being
No,
Okay.
but
culturally competent.
Patty was having a conversation with him, and they were talking about a place in the Bronx and the
It's
horse
in
In
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn.
in Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm.
Right, but I
Brooklyn.
don't think
Yeah.
Patty was talking about black that either.
No,
I think that was a different one. I mean, she
he
was
was
saying
Yeah,
something
there was
different
something
though.
responding
else.
back to her in the conversation.
Oh, well,
Oh,
he said it was. I thought he said it was black. It wasn't black to ride horses. If he was the one saying that, not
I know
Patty
I
though.
hed that.
Yeah,
Okay, and I
yeah.
think
Yes,
it's
I did. Yeah, I did
He
unlike
say
was
that.
He
others.
responding
was
back.
saying that it wasn't favorable. Like,
Yeah, in New York City in particular, if someone
Uh-huh.
hears you riding horses, because most, now I would say most, but a lot of young black people that live in New York City, they don't have the ability to communicate into people from different cultures, and those different cultures
They
are
don't have the
often
ability
doing.
to
Wait, what are
No,
communicate.
no,
you
no.
what are
What are
you
you talking
talking
I
about?
about?
think
They don't
So
that
have the ability.
this
I'm
is
gonna
What are
I'm
you
Yeah,
gonna
what are
I
you
think
explain.
he's
talking
I can
about?
I
distorting.
can
I
I
think
can
So
he's sort
be
of
I can be
distorting what
corrected.
Patty was saying.
I can be corrected,
I
unlike
think
other
he was
people.
distorting what Patty was saying.
Definitely distorting what Patty is
And
saying.
definitely,
bringing it back.
definitely not distorting, but
absolutely.
because you're not from New York City, you will not
You know,
That
understand.
has
I can
nothing to
gather you
do
again
with
if you want,
it.
No,
Pacal, because I've done it
You didn't
not.
you
once.
didn't
That has
gather
nothing to do
anything.
with it,
Babe,
sir.
you're
Okay.
not the only one in here from New York City, and some of the stuff that you're
Exactly.
saying is kind of a little weird and wrong.
It's my
And
experience in New York
oh,
City.
okay, it's your
Born and bred
experience. I
here.
got it.
This is
Yeah.
my
I'm
experience.
born and bred. You okay, sir? You're the only one born and bred in New York. Go ahead. Go ahead with you.
No,
First, it was the
Patty
blacks in New
also
York
related to
City.
me.
Now it's his personal experience. Y'all
Yeah,
take any
and I am
opportunity
and
to
I am
be
black in New York
anti-black.
City.
This is
Correct.
madness.
Seriously. I mean, it's like effortlessly anti-black, even though you're at NYU.
I am not anti-black. So y'all talking
Okay,
about
so
that
then how
sounds
did the young
stupid.
Hispanic kids respond when when some of them went horseback riding on the weekend? Some of the Bariquans and whoever, like
Like, is this a
What's a
unique black
Boricuan?
thing?
What's a Boricuan?
I don't know, but I'm just
Boricua.
asking.
A
Like,
Boricua.
Boricua?
Again,
No. Don't stop
that
being
lack of
you. Don't
cultural
stop being you,
competency.
Saint.
Again, the
oh,
lack of
I'm
Let me
always
cultural
being.
respond.
competency.
It's just like I
Yeah.
just
Let
hate
me
how
respond.
Saint, can you
I
believe
just hate
Pakao
it.
is saying that Saint, of all people, lacks
I
cultural
know, I
competency?
know.
This
But
is
we're just
Boricua,
ridiculous.
nitpicking because
Let's
that's
go to
how
the.
he
You're
Boricua,
a
All right, let's move
freaking
on.
Boricua,
college student who knows
Boricua.
nothing.
Yeah, let's move on.
Absolutely
Leave
nothing.
Pacal
It's
I get
Let's
who
move
I
scary.
on.
You
am.
know
You
nothing.
It's
have no idea
Let's
scary.
what
move
I
You
on.
know.
know
And once
You
you
nothing.
have
leave
no
it,
idea what I know.
Oh, I know
You
what you
sound
don't
like a
know
Here we go.
because you're
Come on, guys.
exposing what you don't
no, no.
know.
You sound like a
You're a
classic
child.
asshole. You're trying to be
You're
the
a
only queen, baby.
child.
You're trying to be the only queen, but guess what,
You
baby? Sit
are
down.
a child who knows
Like
nothing,
I
and you're
said,
trying
sit
to show,
So
you're
down.
trying to
Pacal,
make us, you're trying to
Like I
tell us
said,
what we
sit
don't
down.
really.
All right. So just to go back to the earlier point.
Because, bitch, I
So,
called for you and your mic didn't work for 10 minutes, ho. That's what happened.
okay. Oh my God.
I don't dress peasants, for the
Just to
record.
go back to the earlier claim. So Articulate made the claim that one of the issues with the quote anti-education is that black people are too religious. And so in the chat, he says, and blacks wonder why, oh, hold on. There's a de-emphasis in academia and their culture. He says that black Americans are the most Christian outside of Latinos and the most likely to not get into STEM outside of Latinos. So, and so he's made a causal link between black religious culture and black religiosity and anti-academia and anti-education. Okay. What period in black America, well, you know what? Brother Messi, would you like to speak to it? Because people are tired of hearing me speak. Would you like to speak to it, Brother Messi?
You know he's going to say no. Come on.
He's at Costco right now. He can't speak.
Well, he just came up at the point.
No, no. I was gonna. You go ahead, and I'll
Okay.
add.
So when
It just
did
happened to
black
be perfect time.
religiosity become, maybe your mama, you could speak to it. When did black religiosity and black Christianity generally become anti-education? Because when I look through the history of black religion, what I see are scores of colleges and universities started by religious orders. What I see is churches that had and continue to have, but when there were more churches that would have tutoring programs, college prep programs, a whole host of other programs in actual black communities for blacks to go to college. What I see is so that's my first question. When did black religiosity become anti-education? Whether it's I could talk about Wilberforce, started by the Black Methodists in Ohio, of course, in the 1850s. I mean, I can go on and on and on, so I'm not going to. So when did black religiosity turn it? Because the first educators um, came out of the church. So when did the church become anti-education? Go ahead, Dr. Articulate.
You're not confronting the argument I'm making, and so I'm not going to hop on the straw man and get in a debate with you about whether or not black churches institutionally have funded educational endeavors for black communities. Black churches were some of the most well-funded entities in our communities, foundationally so. Therefore, it makes a lot of sense that structural
But you
safety
said they were
nets.
anti-education
No,
or
I said no,
anti-academia.
no,
Sorry.
no. I'm no. That's not what I said. I said
Okay, I'll read it
I
again.
said religiosity in Black culture is one of the reasons why we have a de-emphasis in academia within our own communities, and that's because a
I'll
lot
read
of
it again.
people read it. Read it again. The
All right.
most Christian, and by most Christian I mean most religious, most likely directly and literally believe the things as taught in church. And I am saying that when you have a overemphasis of that belief system with a de-emphasis and a d- and a divestment in resources, especially around education within these same communities, the overemphasis of churchiness creates almost like a resentment towards academic people, and we see this on display in Lou's room.
You
We see
don't
it.
actually.
You do actually.
No, no,
You
you might see
do.
it in Lou's room. Well, we don't know what their church going, but if you follow people who do sociology of religion, black young students who are regular churchgoers are more likely to go to college, university, and grad school than those who aren't. We actually see a deep correlation between young religiosity and academic pursuit, determination, etc. So it's actually the opposite of what you said. Um,
You're going to the
Black
institution.
institutions.
I'm talking about what it leaves in the culture, and you don't want to have the conversation. And if you don't want
But
to, we
what
don't
does it
have to
lead in
do
the
it.
culture? What does that mean? I don't think Black
I
culture
think the more
among young
I
people.
think
But
the
let me
more
ask you the question: where can I see among young people the religiosity that they believe in gods and demons and therefore they're anti-STEM? That was the claim you made.
yeah, the claim is culturally because so many of Black Americans, especially like inner city Black Americans, Southern Black Americans specifically, don't have proper educational resources, but do have a strong presence of the church, they're more likely to depend existentially on these belief systems that do not, in my mind, incentivize thinking of the world in a scientific way, applying the scientific method to your life, looking at like all these scams we see people falling for, all of these get rich quick schemes, the what hip hop says about us and what we should expect of the world is all very much rooted in Christianity. And I think that is not just something that affects only black, that making incredulous sounds. I'm not saying anything controversial, you don't have to agree, but America is one of the countries that most believes in angels flying around in the sky. We also don't believe in evolution at a higher rate than any other developing nation. To think that that type of ignorance doesn't trickle down to Black people and Black Americans, and that it doesn't have some connection to why there might be the very things that Otis is describing, which is a lack of appreciation for serious academic rigor within our culture. If you think these things happen in a vacuum and they're unrelated, it's your right to believe that.
But it
I,
was
I, I don't.
in religious culture that taught you the things he was talking about.
I
So
also
it was
never said
in the
that we suffer from a
one
lack of
second, sir.
appreciation for academic rigor.
One second, sir.
Yeah,
One
just
second, sir.
correct him because now
One
he's
second, sir.
attributing things to
Well,
me
we
that I
heard
didn't
that, and
say.
he can do his anti-Southern thing. I'm not going to go into that. But the things that he was talking about in terms of being, pun intended, no pun intended, Catholic in one's academic pursuits, the church, the Black church, I'm talking about, in particular, the Black church, Black religious institutions, they have been generally, now maybe not some sects. If you belong to a particular sect, I'm not talking about I'm talking about the majority. I'm generalizing, so the majority. That has been the place, and in some ways is the only place now where you can get that kind of education. So, like Marian Anderson, who we mentioned, I granted it's a long time ago, she becomes this important figure because she comes out of Union Baptist Church. It was precisely that institution and group of people who were there and understood the importance of education, music, and everything for her to do what she did. I mean, the examples are legion that they come. So, but I want to come to today. So, hip hop that we see is on Christian stuff. I didn't get that connection, so that's my first question. So, you're saying that young people are believers, and because they're believers, they are anti academia in the Black church. Okay, so that's the argument. I'm not going to go back and forth with articulate
I think it's a
every data
compound.
point
I think
in
it's a
sociology. Well, let me
compounding
just set up the
interest.
room, let other people speak. One second,
All
sir. I'm
right.
just moderating. Then I'm going to go on mute because I'm finish this work here. Um, That's the articulate claim is making. I'm on the opposite side. The history of Black religion shows the opposite. The sociology of religion shows the opposite. People who do survey data show the opposite. Black cultural institutions like the church. I'm not talking about your little storefront sect. Oh, God bless the Pentecostal. I'm not talking about that stuff. I'm talking about your general AME church, your Baptist church. They are not anti-academia and believing in angels, demons stuff. I've not seen that. I've not seen it structurally, and I've not seen it anecdotally. So other people can go and weigh in if they want. I was just setting up the room. So you can
Again,
go
this is
with,
not
so
a
that's the
again,
thing.
this
You
is
can
not a
go with,
criticism of the Black
E-
AME Church, nor is it a
I
denial
didn't
of
say
the
just the AME. I said mainstream church is what I'm
even
talking about.
even at
bro.
Azusa, you would see a move
100%.
towards education. In fact, I would argue that the black church writ large has a type of paideia around education, and that is so ingrained in the sort of cultural milieu of the black church that it is almost, you know, it would be considered almost heretical in many senses for you not to have a sort of sense of a drive towards education for young people in particular.
Others, brother, would you like to participate? This is a good conversation.
Yeah, I will just say nationally representative data that looks at the programs that black churches have and the programs both sort of outward facing. So if we're talking about social service programs that might receive local, state, or federal funding, or um, church groups, more inward folks facing, tend to like some of the biggest programs or the most consistent across churches are programs related to youth and education, and some aspect of education. And I'm not just talking about sort of like Sunday school Bible study. Those are some of the biggest or most prevalent programs across Black churches, whether small or big. In part because the resources needed for those programs aren't great. So if you think of a food pantry or a clothing drive, those tend to require resources that exist beyond the actual members. But education programs, can be with the people that you have. You're right. You don't need additional resources. You just need space. And so those become some of the more prevalent programs that Black churches provide, and has historically been the case. Whether you look at surveys in the 1930s when they were looking at Black churches, whether they were looking at the turn of the century with the Black metropolis, whether you were looking at Black churches in the 80s and 90s with Lincoln and Mamiya study, whether you're looking at current representative data and the National Congregation Study, um, it's pretty consistent.
So
And just real quick. So the claim was 16 minutes ago from Dr. Articulate Negus. Christianity, quote, Christianity is anti-education and black religiosity is culturally any secular thought, which often creates negative sentiments around science and history. Um, Anyone who studies the black church or reads about it or knows anything about it knows that they are in a crisis of membership among young people. So, what you actually find, if you were to actually think for 10 seconds, you might actually think, if you were to make this claim, I don't know if it's true, but it's a decline in church membership and attendance that accounts for the rise in anti academia and anti education that we see. Go ahead.
Yeah, and so this decline in attendance in church, I mean, I often say we need a secular revolution within the black community, but in truth, that revolution probably already started some 20, 30 years ago with the internet age. And that decline in attendance in the church isn't misaligned with an increase in enrollment in college. And so again, this
College
notion
enrollment's down
over what years?
since over the last 15, 20
About 10
years. It
years,
continues
yeah.
to go down.
Isn't it
And black,
it's
one
the
second,
lowest
in
in
black college and black, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to, I didn't mean to, didn't mean to
bully
cut
me?
you
It's
off.
okay.
And in
I gotta
particular, I
see that.
apologize. I just want to finish. And black enrollment, especially for black males in graduate schools, are also down, most
Are you talking about
acutely in like
graduate
medical
school?
school.
The kids are
I
going
said
to post
college. Excuse me, sir. I said college. And then I was moving to graduate school as a percentage of the graduates. So I'm not talking in raw numbers. So even though the raw numbers of college are down, the stat I'm about to give is in relation to the whole. That's how proportions work.
7% from 2019.
That's how proportions work. So if I could just finish. And in graduate school, of the pie, black enrollment's down, especially among black men, which correlates directly to, if we want to make that claim around church. So the idea, I don't know, someone, I think a scientist or someone of scientists put in the church that the church is anti-science, and therefore that leads to people not being into STEM. There's also been research and data on that that is also untrue.
I
But go
wasn't
ahead, sir. I
talking.
just want to point out what people are.
So again, I wasn't talking in the past like 10, 15 years. Yeah, with the economy, people in general are going to college less, but more people are going to post high school, postgraduate education. More people are having tech jobs and STEM jobs as they tend to not go to church. And I'm saying that
Well,
that has to continue to happen.
articulate. I was gonna
And
say
go
real
ahead.
quick. I mean, you're also like wrong in that aspect, especially if you're talking about black people.
You
Like
think
black men have been going to church less, or young black men, black teenagers, however you want to classify that, been going to church less. But this is this is the lowest enrollment rate of black men at HBCUs since the 70s.
Yep.
And we're talking about undergrad, not graduate. So that's
I'm
why I was
wrong?
just the point.
Everybody go to church. I'm wrong.
No, I
Maybe
mean
I
it's not
No,
about
it's
maybe
that.
not.
It's like
No one
I
is
guess we're trying to
saying
figure out
that.
how
No, no,
you
I'm
real
wrong
quick,
because
real
the
quick.
because
What
Why?
are
Goat
Hold on,
you
keeps
hold on, hold
doing
on, real
this.
trying?
quick.
No,
Hold on, real
Goat keeps
quick.
doing this
Real
straw
quick. I just
man where
want
he knows what I'm
to
talking
articulate.
about, and
Hold
he
on,
What
hold
is
makes
on.
a
it
straw
about
man
he makes it
articulate?
about
Hold on, Dr.
he makes it
Articulate.
about the church itself and not what
What
happens
is
in
a
black
straw man? Can you
houses
help me?
related to learning things. He
Black
pretends that the
houses. You don't
conversations
know
we
what's going on in
have
black houses and
you
around
pretend that the
religiosity. What are you talking
conversations
about?
you're pretending that the conversations we have and the anti-intellectualism we see within our community is not related to people just believing in things as they want to believe them, just having faith in things. And we're a
It's
faith-based
not.
culture. I believe it is. I believe it
No, the
is.
problem with
You're making
education is
shit
around
up.
I
funding.
am
It's
making
around
it up. I believe it
structural
is
issue.
though. I
I mean,
believe we
the
have
idea. I
an
mean, this is so
overabundance
funny.
of
I thought you
faith
were
in our
what?
culture. I think
It's
we have
The
an
not.
problem
overabundance
with
of faith in our
Articulate's
culture.
argument is it's always about what he feels. He never
Yeah, I'm
shows
super
us any
emotional.
data.
You
Like
are.
what is actually a straw man when the Negro read your comment in the chat?
Well, I mean, to be fair, Goat knows I'm not talking about the church and its functions in community, as in
You
like as
said
they.
the
I'm,
black church.
ma'am, it's 9:30 on a Friday. I'm not gonna yell at you.
You don't gotta yell at me, but if you want to, you could come
No,
on.
I'm just not gonna do this. I'm
Okay.
not here for this.
I'm just trying to understand, sir.
I'm
Since
not gonna
I'm
do
ma'am,
the.
sir,
Well, your mama, you can't
mister,
be ma'am
mister. Let me ask you, mister. What does a straw man mean when he actually read your comment to us?
because the comment is about faith and he's making it about a criticism
No,
of the
your
church.
comment
Yo,
said
ma'am,
black
forget
church.
it, forget it, forget it, forget it.
But your comment didn't your comment say black
He
church
doesn't
or
know what
you
straw man means.
Yes, I do know what a straw man means.
Maybe you should
Go,
have stayed in church longer.
go. You
Because you
think
know what they do in church?
go? Are you
Rhetoric.
really about to be this fucking silly right now? Like,
Yes, because the problem with black people in education, if we want to call it that, has nothing to do with a 30-year-old parent saying, "Don't worry, God or the lottery's going to take care of it." It's has to do with the ravage of the crack era. It has to do with decades, centuries of theft of wages and work and labor. Has nothing to do with black religiosity, which is at an all-time low in America, by the way. If you know anything about, I mean, you just don't know much about black history, to be fair to you, or black culture. I'm gonna be fair to you. But it has never been lower. So it is not that parents are going around saying, "Oh, don't worry, little Timmy. You don't have to worry about getting into calculus AB. God will take care of that." Actually, it used to be the opposite. It was, "Hey, little Timmy, God told your ass to get in there and do that calculus work. And if you don't, I'm gonna not spoil the rod," as Proverbs 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and beat your ass. It's actually quite the opposite. The problem of blacks and anti-education has absolutely nothing to do with lack of religiosity or the religiosity and
the
faith.
presence of faith.
It has
I think
everything to do with structural issues in America.
well, for sure, it has more to do with structural issues, economic issues, and of course, racism. But I also do think we have to have a real conversation about secular principles, secular belief systems, and I think the larger
Blacks have
conversation
never been
about
more
the
secular,
larger.
sir.
I don't disagree with this.
Okay,
I
so
don't
then
believe
why
that
then when
blacks
they
are
were
more
more
secular
secular,
now than they were in the antebellum South. Go. I don't believe they're
or
Okay,
no,
more
now
no, in the
secular.
mid
education
I
20th
don't
is
believe they're less
fine.
century.
secular now than they were in the early parts of the 19th and 20th century. I don't believe
Right.
that.
So then why come your theory didn't
I
hold
think it
up when
needs
they
to. I think we need
truly
to keep
believed?
doing it. I think we need to keep moving in that direction. I don't think
But
there's
it
anything
got
wrong
worse
with the.
over
I don't think
time.
there's anything. Wait, what?
It's gotten worse over time.
I think that has more to do with the economy than people just not going to church. I don't think people are not going to church is why they're not going to school.
So, Article, have you looked
I do
into
think
it?
people
Have you
don't go to
looked
church
into it?
because they
Are
are
you
going
just
to school.
because you just
He
keep on
hasn't looked into it
thinking
because he thought
things?
college
You keep
enrollments
on
were up.
feeling
He hasn't looked
stuff.
into it at all. He
No,
just
I
doesn't
actually
like
did think I
religion.
thought college enrollments were up over the past 30
Oh,
years. I
you
didn't think they
just
were
you
I,
actually.
thought
He
it?
just
he's
doesn't like religion,
anti-religion,
so he
right?
blames
He's
everything on
anti-religion.
religion.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
it's like
anti-religion, anti-God. We got it,
I
and
am
we
We got
anti-religion.
always
I
it.
am
and
anti-God,
And
but
anti-South, and he
Articulate.
hates Southern black people. He
so
thinks
I
they're the
don't
dumb
hate
so
Southern
blacks.
black people
so
We've
either.
always
You got.
accepted.
I
We've
feel like you
always
guys. I
accepted
mean,
free
what?
thinkers.
I don't think I have the energy to meet this moment because
no,
you guys are gonna go you guys
articulate
are gonna go rabbit
articulate
trail.
your theory
I
doesn't
don't.
have any energy. That's why it never took off the runway.
It
You
could be a
have
mixed theory. It
no
could be a
no.
mixed
Here's the
theory. You're
thing.
right.
So
Religion has nothing to do with it.
you have a
Hold
theory
on, Gad.
that you
Gad, hold on for a
hatched.
second, Gad. Hold on. Breaking news. Breaking news. Philip just put an actual study in the chat called a pilot study on faith and fortuity, considering the relationship between church and education outcomes in African Americans. It came out last year. This is what the abstract says. The study supports the hypothesis that African Americans residing near churches obtain higher educational outcomes. Furthermore,
That's super
individuals with higher
correlative.
academic achievements were found to participate regularly in religious services or activities. As such, the study contributes to future research that promotes socioeconomics within the African American community through targeted incorporation of religiosity. So there's a study that was done by scholars who took years to do that literally, it's a study, but as we got prove the exact opposite. Not only did they have higher educational outcomes if they participated in educational activities articulate, it says even if they live near the churches.
Yeah, but wouldn't that have to have more to do with a class conversation than just because they go to church they have more of an
A
appreciation in
class
academia?
conference, most of the churches wait, so you think most black churches are in,
I
oh my
think
God,
I
this
think if
guy,
you can
just
Yeah,
yo,
yo,
I think if you can yo, I do
why don't you just
articulate.
hold on,
wait,
Gad,
hold
hold on,
on.
Gad.
Can yo,
Why don't you just
why does
read the
Otis do this
paper? Let's mute
anytime
up and read the
why does
paper.
Otis I can be wrong, Otis. Can you
No,
just
I
tell
was
us
just
about the
gonna
Read the
say,
paper?
why
paper.
not read the paper before you
I'm
come
gonna read
back
a
with?
paper while I
No, no,
talk to
no.
you
But
on a Friday night?
your theory was unsupported. People told you why they believed it was wrong.
Yo,
They explained
I
to
can
you.
still want to talk.
Let me
I can
finish.
listen,
Including
I can
people
still
who
want to
know
talk.
more about this than you do. Then an outsider grateful for him, gives us a link to a paper that disproves your theory. And instead of you shutting up so that you can read the
Why
paper, you decide to let people know that the paper is wrong because A, B, C, D, E, F, G. This level of arrogance,
Otis, I'm
confidence
gonna still want to
in
talk,
not
but go after you're
knowing.
done.
Otis, are you okay today? You
No,
seem a
bitch,
little
are
extra
you? You're not
feisty.
okay.
I'm still
Your
gonna want
mic
to
just
talk
started
after you're done,
working.
Otis. I
You
think you guys.
can.
I just got
But
to Clubhouse. I haven't been here for 7 hours yelling at
Article, I
strangers.
just do not
Can you just
we just
understand.
got
relax?
in here too. But
You are way
That's
too
just
confident
so
in
That's
not
why you're
knowing
not
Otis.
yelling.
nothing.
Go. I'm
Hold
just
on, hold
Otis.
on.
Just
What was
relax.
your hold on? What was the point you were making about socioeconomic? Because most churches, like black churches, are in the hood. So what was the socioeconomic piece you were saying? That made no sense.
I think most like regular churchgoers are more likely to be in the middle class than than the poorest people in our communities. I don't think the
But
poorest
no,
people in our
no. But
communities
the
go to church
paper
every.
said if you live, even if you live near it,
But it
it was
also had a
better. And you
correlation about
said,
going as well.
I know.
And
And so you think most middle class people go to church and not the people? Yo, why don't you just read it or skim it?
I'm gonna scan it. I'm gonna skim it.
All right, let's move on,
It's
bro.
not germane to the argument I was making, and I maybe I'll just come up with more research and make it at a later date. But the argument I was making was about the correlation between believing in things that are untested versus like having an appreciation for like STEM,
All
and
right,
maybe
man.
maybe that having a correlation in our community with like a lack of presence or
And so
emphasis on
when did
STEM.
that happen? Because they used to fully
I'm not gonna.
believe
I don't
in
have
like,
an answer for when that happened. I
well,
said
but
in
okay,
my
so how did that happen? Well, let me ask the question. How do you think that happened? Because black scientists, what you're saying, by the way, just is empirically wrong. Lindsay Marie, God bless her, knows something about this and is putting in the chat what all the studies show about faith and science. So what you're saying is completely wrong, but that's fine. But when did black people who used to be even more fundamentalists in their beliefs and like the Bible being a literal document
Mhm.
used to go into sciences all you're right, they were in the sciences. When did that become decoupled? In the 80s, 90s? What's your hypothesis?
I think you're right about the crack era. I think you're right about like desegregation. And
This is ridiculous.
Like,
This
wait,
is
I
just
didn't,
have
but I
no
ridiculous.
didn't
idea what you're
disagree.
talking
But I
about.
didn't disagree that I would never say black people are oppressed because we believe in religion more than we're oppressed because of the structural attacks that have happened within our
Yeah,
community
we didn't
over
say you said that.
generations.
That's a
Okay,
straw
so
man.
like I wouldn't make that argument. But if we're
But
going to
you
have a
said it's
if we're going to
culturally
have a if we're going
anti-academic.
to have a yo bro, if we're going to have a conversation outside of these factors that are obviously more responsible for black people not valuing education, because we were talking about caring for music and learning the piano earlier. We're talking about things you can do outside of expecting the system to incentivize your educational development. I'm saying that if we're going to pick up norms and practices that would help us appreciate academia more, I'm saying the emphasis in the church would be coupled with that. You
A
don't have to
lie.
agree with that,
Wrong.
but I
You're
The
can see
wrong.
it.
evidence, hold on, Gad. The evidence, qualitative, quantitative, empirical, anecdotal, says the exact opposite.
The evidence says that the more you believe in religion, the more successful you'll be in school.
The more that you participate in church, live near church, and have membership, that usually correlates to believing, but not always. That's what
The,
the paper is. People are putting stuff field specifically from STEM in the chat.
but the more you have healthy social habits, community, people to be around, the better you'll be in school too. And so and just because that oftentimes the church
So
fills that
church.
void for black communities, it doesn't to me mean that that's why the church can't be questioned in its contribution towards
Articulate, put a link in the
people's
chat because other
resentment
people are putting
towards
links in the chat. You're just telling us shit that you think is true, but you haven't put a single damn
what.
link in the chat.
So
Put
that's
a
But
link
that's an
in the
unreasonable
chat.
thing. That's an
Put
well,
a
unreasonable
link
way.
Also,
in the
hold on,
chat.
I'm
hold
not
on,
putting
real
a link
quick.
in the
I
chat
Put
just
a
right now.
want
I'm
link
to
in
rather
the
say
just
chat.
have a
something.
conversation. If you don't
I
want to
just want to
brother
hear
say
it,
and
or
something.
just then get
Goat, I
off the
have a
app and go
question.
chill somewhere. Go take a shower.
Brother and Goat, I have
Nigga,
a
you're the one who's dirty, not me.
You're in the shower right
Jesus.
now, nigga. Take
No,
a
I am
shower.
sauteing onions and mushrooms.
That
Thank you
sounds
very
very
much.
tasty, but stop yelling at me in the middle of a chill ass conversation about nothing.
so brother and Goat, I have a question. So actually, when did black people actually have a literal their like have their exegesis of scripture was literal? Because like if you think about somebody like Mariah Stewart or Henry McNeil Turner, they weren't taking scripture literal. So I'm wondering what he's talking about when we were fundamentalists. When were we fundamentalists?
Ask Articulate. He's the expert on black religion.
Articulate. When were black people?
I'll put a dossier together. I'm too
You're not
lost.
putting a dossier. You don't
No,
even
I'm gonna put
read.
a dossier
You
together. I'm
don't
gonna
even
go full
read.
Kalisha on you. I'm
You
gonna go full
don't
Kalisha on you.
even
What
No, no, no.
a
You
read.
you
dossier.
want the
You don't
PowerPoint
even read.
presentation,
A
or do you want
dossier.
it on Google
But
Sheets? I'll do
on a
it.
serious note, yo, mama, that's why um that's where me and the articulates and the Kalins depart. Their atheism is like a blind spot, so I'm trying to introduce them to agnosticism as the only true way to move forward. But their
I'm more.
atheism is a
I've been told I'm
blind
more
spot, and
agnostic
it
than
causes you
atheist.
all to really quick. Well, this is what this is about. Truly, like, this is actually like you don't believe that. You think only religious people can be biased. But, like you atheists are really biased. It's your blind
Wait, go. You
spot,
were there when
and
I was
like,
attacking the atheists a week
oh,
ago.
can I
You
just?
know that's not
I'm
true.
just saying it's you all's blind spot when it comes to black culture and black history and blackness generally. You guys like don't accept that the way that black religiosity even isn't, like your mom was saying, fundamentalist in that way, because you all just reject it completely. And you have to also study it and not think that it's all a cult. Most of it is, but since you all just reject all of it, you don't care to engage with like liberation theology or study it and see how how black religiosity actually functions. That's why y'all just are just misinformed and confused. But I think that's what I'm saying. Why don't you just come over to agnosticism? It is actually the
The,
way.
the irony is that the theological imagination of black people have generally been been counter to the dominant ethos within church, right? And the reason why I bring it up somebody like a Henry McNeil Turner, he actually says God was a Negro. There's nowhere in Scripture that says God was a color. But his hermeneutical exegesis of the text was that God was a Negro. So there's always been, and look, I love free thinkers because we've always had them, and they've been some of the best contributors to Black history. But it's almost embarrassing to hear someone talk about the Black church and its theology and or its praxis as being anything other than counter to what the dominant hegemonic culture says the church should be. In fact, any theologian that you name that is black is always countering sort of a white Christianity that they believe is radically different than that of the story of Christ. So it's just weird to me that you even say that. You don't even have to believe to even know that this is sort of the imagination of black people who are unmasking, if you will, the theology of white Christianity.
And yeah, that's why it was
Okay.
weird when you talked about like churches burning books. Like, what do you mean by that? Like, black churches have never participated in
No,
that
of course
type
black
of
churches don't burn books.
anti-intellectual,
No, they're
like,
not as terribly
shit.
dumb as.
But you were like trying to say you was separating from the black church, but you was like the church will burn the books. Like, that ain't black churches that do that, or like black.
I separate church and black people. Many black people don't do that. So if you say black church, that means black people. I the church is a church to me. Christianity is Christianity. I think the things that make black Christianity great is the black part. I don't credit Christianity for these things. And I think actually, in fact, Christianity has been an anchor on black, um, you know, thought and intellectualism for quite some time. I think everything that makes Christianity good is what black people have brought to it. And I think that's a credit to us, not the church itself.
I mean,
You
I,
don't
Albert
say
Clee.
us. You're not part of it.
It's
I
crazy
can
how these
I
black
can say us
churchy
all I
people
want.
in
Go.
here
You
got
can't
the
and you
latest
can't take the
books in this
black
Not
away
room.
from me,
us.
goat.
But
Not
look
Fucking
at the
us.
silly ass
representation
man.
in this room. But look at the
You're an idiot.
representation in this room. It's
I'll be an
crazy how the
idiot.
black churchy folks in here with the references and the links and the citations and the books and the philosophies and the thoughts and all the shit. Working in it and doing it for fun because we grew up in that culture and it is a part of who we are. And we just do it all the time. And we share with our friends and family and community and talk about it for free on shit like Clubhouse because it's a cultural expression. It's crazy to me. It's crazy. It's crazy.
One thing I love about the black church is that most black people that go to church can sing. I've noticed that like black churches produce very
Oh
talented,
no,
very educated black people. I mean, anybody that I know that can sing really well and is black went to church.
that was the anti-intellectualism you were talking about. I see, but I don't
Yeah.
think you.
I mean, some of the
No,
greatest.
no, there's no
I
connection.
don't know.
It's just never mind. The church is great.
You would have been better off angling into that point that I think you were trying to make with like denialism and just talking about why is denialism happening, and maybe not
It's not
specific
worth
to
it.
black
Here, we'll
people.
do it another time. And I didn't say just black people, and I said that repeatedly. But they just,
But in your
they got to protect the
writings,
black
but in
church.
your writing,
They got
you
to protect the
wrote
black
black
church
church. Wait a minute. But in your writing, you wrote black church and black religiosity. So if you just meant church, why didn't you just write church?
because we're
You
talking about black people.
You were the one in your
Because we're talking
text.
about black people,
But
Mama.
in so then
Okay.
what's
So
But
happening?
then,
you
What?
said that the only people you said that Latinos were the only people that go to church more than blacks, and that Latinos are the only people in STEM less than blacks.
Yeah, that might not even be true. But I
But
think it
you wrote
is.
it
But I'm pretty
though, and
certain
it's
it's true.
not true.
Pretty
Who
certain
said
it's
it
true.
wasn't true?
yeah,
Did you
this
say
is
your own statement was not true?
It
We
might
all
not
just
be, but I
stupid
think it
black
is.
church folks.
Oh
this
We
is
my
confused
this
because
God.
we
is
the
a
stupid
this
black
is an
church
attempt
niggas.
for a walk back.
We the
We're either
stupid black
going to
church
accept
folks,
it
so
or
we don't know
not.
what's going on.
I can't answer
I
everybody
think
at
you should
once.
just go to church. I'm like, I'm a non-believer like you in a way. I just go sometimes for, you need to go for some cultural rekindling. You need some cultural healing. I think you should attend a
Nah,
service.
I already did that though.
And a 3
No,
o'clock
I'm saying
program.
you should go now as
But
an
he
atheist. It
grew
would
up
be
Jehovah
But
fulfilling.
I
Witness.
did that. I did that like this
Oh,
year.
oh, who
Yeah,
said
but
No,
that?
not
Thank
Jehovah
you for the
Witnesses.
clarification, First Lady.
Wait,
Thank you
you
for
well,
the
know,
now
clarification.
we're just getting catty. But Dr. Library, I did that this year actually.
there are many benefits to going to church. I went to Faithful Central in Los Angeles and sat down next to Tank. It was a wonderful experience worshiping the Lord while sitting next to Tank. Okay?
You were
It was
sitting
great.
next to Tank.
Was he singing
Yes.
along a little bit,
He's very
or was
short.
he
He's like
was
five
he
foot
singing
four.
along?
Let me tell you,
But that body is
he
on you.
and he smelled good. Okay,
Mm.
he smelled good.
So the Lord was blessing. He was
Let me
Yeah,
blessing. He
You
was
tell
were
you,
supposed
blessing.
to be
He was
okay.
focused
blessing.
on the
Mm.
word.
His name,
Look,
his
we
name,
love.
his name was as ointment poured forth.
Wait,
Okay.
Oh,
Patty, who said that you need to be focused on the word? Because I was just gonna say,
I
I
did.
mean, I
oh,
was,
Journeys,
well, let me
I
tell
was
you.
Mother
focused.
Journeys.
He was short. but it
No
didn't
one,
matter.
no one goes to Faithful Central to concentrate on the word. Sorry.
How many times have you been
Tell
to
the truth,
Faithful
Oh,
shame the
Central,
devil,
Lisa?
Lisa. Tell the
not
truth.
How many
Child,
times have you been to Faithful Central,
listen,
Lisa?
listen. Yeah, my mom. Well, okay, what's Grace Jones' brother's church?
City of Refuge in
Okay,
Gardena.
my mother drugged me all over California to these mega churches, and let me tell you something. My mother
Bishop
was getting
Jones.
dressed like she was gonna go and meet the fucking king or shit. She goes to church. I don't get it. She goes to church with her all her designer labels on. She got to get the the bins washed. She got to get her hair done. She got to get her makeup done. I'm like, where the fuck are we going right now? I
To the
don't think.
link up.
Let me tell
Listen,
you,
listen.
when I've
See,
gone to
that's not churching.
when I've gone to Faithful Central,
Church, let
I
church
have
church.
gotten a good
Church.
word, okay, but from a pastor who knows what he's talking about. He has researched his topic. He gives me some analysis. He tells me about the Lord, tells me how to apply it, to everyday life. It's a good service and there's great music. I just happen to sit
Yeah, the
next to
choir
Tank.
is jamming. I'm just thinking, well,
Yeah.
if you sit next to Tank, how am I supposed to be listening? What's happening? I'm
Well,
looking around. I'm looking up, down, and
Well,
around. I'm
Lisa,
Y'all
just
some
need
of
to
being
us some of us were
precise.
raised in church and we know how to act.
And I
Now
mm,
wasn't
you might
raised
not
right.
know
You
how
already
to
know
act.
that. You already know that. You don't have
Well,
to. You don't have to. I was not raised right. Okay.
I can tell. I
That.
can
Thank
tell.
you. I appreciate it.
That's why you're asking me about my
I'm
ability to act right in church. I know when
oh,
I'm in the house of
Gad,
God, I
and
know
I'm
what to do.
glad I'm
Gad, did you
showing
touch your
myself.
neighbor?
I
Did you
was
touch your
not
neighbor?
raised right. You absolutely
I
right.
mean, I was respectful, I was in God's
turn
house.
to your neighbor.
Okay?
Liver lady, please don't turn to your
Okay?
neighbor. Oh yeah, depends on who's on the left and right of me.
oh,
Now, Articulate said that
yeah, yeah,
I
I
was
saw
in
that.
an identical cult. And you know what? That cult valued education.
Mm.
It valued education.
I said
It wasn't
almost
enough.
identical. I said
It
almost.
wasn't enough to get a first degree.
That was the
You
actual
had to go
difference between
further.
that was the
Okay?
difference between the two groups. There's like a fissure between the Seventh Day Adventists and the Jehovah's Witnesses, like in the earlier part of the 19th century, that is along like intellectual and academic lines.
Wait,
That's a fact.
Mm.
not you using your own stuff on and projecting it on other folks.
Mm-hmm.
Wait,
Like,
I didn't project anything, but not you
Mm-hmm.
yet again looking for an opportunity to get backs on Clubhouse by
Ooh.
leaning on people's pathologies and traumas in some weird
yeah,
Ooh.
drama
you don't do
induced
that at
way.
all.
Talking.
That it's
You
a
don't do
weird
that at
drama induced
all.
way. Y'all
You're
niggas,
right.
anybody get
That
an
was
insecurity on
crazy,
Clubhouse, they're
Marty.
gonna try to hold
Look
on to it,
at the
boy. They're gonna
teapot.
twist on. Is this nigga
Listen,
vulnerable?
I
Let
was
me grab
quiet
Word.
the
onto it and
whole time.
twist.
I let
Okay.
you talk your
I
dumb
already
shit
fixed the
for the
bleeding. I already fixed the
longest.
bleeding, brother. You got to get me earlier. I'm back.
Oh,
You missed it.
we didn't fix it. We just chose to move on.
He got a curb stomping kink. You like to get curb stomped in front
No,
of
there's not
random
a curb
people.
stomp. It's just there's not a curb stomp. I just don't have the energy to do this one. I don't know. I think I'm having a too good a week.
Your mouth won't stop moving though, but
You have
somehow
to
you
stop
don't
you from
have
talking, which
energy.
was the only reason you was yelling in the first place. That would be the victory. I'm gonna still talk, but I'm not gonna pick a hill to die, and I'm not planning to die on.
Yeah, you got
Gad,
a curb
Oh,
stomping
you
did
kink.
you ever
died.
go
Yes,
to?
I
Johnny.
tried, missed. You
that
missed.
that carcass has
Next time.
decayed. Let
Next
me tell you
time.
something. It
Next time.
died, decayed, and grew forth fruit. Like let's not let's not pretend.
Gad, did you
Listen,
ever attend Fame or that? What's that church on Crenshaw and Adams?
West Angeles Church of God in Christ.
Yeah, did you ever go to those two? I went to Fame. I when
Of
that Chip
course,
Murray was there. Now
I went. I
that was
was
the fucking bomb.
I was at West Angeles Church of God in
Oh,
Christ
West
for Kurt.
Angeles, yes.
I was there for Kurt Carr's live album recording back in the day. The
Oh, look at
live
see.
record recording that put him on the map. I was there for that.
You was there for
Yes.
God blocks it? I should have
Well,
been
Yes,
there.
yes,
Shit. What was that
indeed.
like?
Let me tell
Oh my
you.
God.
I mean, I was in the nosebleed. I was in the nosebleed section because I wasn't special. But trust me, yes,
well.
indeed. Yes, I was there for that.
He was in
Surely
the building.
was. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's that shit. That's gospel classic right
Let
there.
me tell you. Yeah, Kurt Carr is definitely something else.
But what you were saying about Noel Jones?
I mean, Noel Jones can preach too.
Yes, he can. I
I
mean,
Noel
Yeah,
Jones is a great
that's
preacher.
my
I mean, he
mom's
knows his
favorite.
word.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my mother loves
hmm
him. Yeah, that's her favorite church. And that one's in Compton or something, right?
No, City of Refuge is in Gardena.
That's Gardena.
Yes.
Okay, I know it's off of is that El Segundo?
I can't, I don't remember the street name, not off the
Yeah.
top of my
Oh,
head, but it's
okay.
in Gardena.
Like in a warehouse looking thing, right?
You could say that.
Yeah. Okay, let me tell you, my mom drags me every time I go back to Cali. It's like, oh, we gonna go this church. That, and it's just it's a turn off because my mom gets ready for church like on Friday. She starts trying to get ready for church.
He
And I
used to
don't
be real
understand.
sharp. Is he still as sharp as he used to be? I mean, because he got
Yes.
a
So,
few women on his
I mean,
side.
A few,
I haven't been there in a while,
not a few women.
but you know, he was always sharp when I went. One of my favorite stories about the City of Refuge in Gardena is a concert I went to there. There was a fundraising concert after some tsunami, and a bunch of people performed. CeCe Winans was there; she was the main act. Donald Lawrence was there with five singers, y'all. Only five singers. And when those singers stepped in front of the mics and opened their mouths, they blew the roof off the building. Five people sounded like a whole choir.
Mm-hmm.
Kim Burrell sang. She did "The Lord Will Make a Way Somehow," the song that she does with Hezekiah Walker and the Love Fellowship Choir. And she touched my hand because I walked up to the stage while she was wrapping up the number and she was saying hi to people. This was before she went crazy and got all homophobic. But yeah, she touched my hand. Yeah, it was lots of fun.
Whatever you cooking, I think it's done.
Well, I want to cook the mushrooms down really well. You know, mushrooms are good for your skin. Do you eat them?
My skin is beautiful, honey. If you can't tell,
I wasn't saying that your skin is not. That's not what
I
I was
know. I'm
saying.
just saying. I'm just answering.
Well, I'm trying to get my skin to where yours is, First
Oh,
Lady. That's what I'm trying to do.
Oh, that was nice.
Try
brother.
That
a
was
laser
nice.
facial.
Oh, not your skin so
That
bad you need
sounds
a laser.
intense.
Come on,
Princess,
Lisa.
not when it's so
Lisa,
not
we're
Very
when
trying to
it's
intense.
so
build
bad.
here. Lisa.
They act like
Hey, this
they.
is Friday night. Relax, y'all. I'm trying to have a little fun.
Oh
Yes,
no, but
Lisa.
Lisa, I'm
Build.
Lisa, I'm getting a VI peel next week. I'm gonna get it on Monday,
Oh
and
shit, you're gonna love it, and your skin is gonna glow.
and I'm gonna sit home because you know I have to be home for about 4 days after, so I'm not gonna go
That's
anywhere. I'm
right.
just
Keep
gonna
your
just
ass home from. Yep. Do
Mm,
hang
not
out at
take your
home for
ass
4 days.
outside.
wow.
Oh
Go get
God.
some 150.
Yeah.
Go
Hold
get
on.
some 150 sunscreen.
Oh no, well,
Gag, when is this? When is
on
this gonna happen?
Monday, because Missy, your face falls off, so you can't walk around with your
Yeah.
face
You
falling
you can't
off.
be on Clubhouse. You'll crash. You'll crash the whole time.
I
The
won't.
the
I'll be
the 4
fine.
days. Y'all, he can't be on stage. He can't be
You
on
went to those
stage starting Monday.
you went to that black dermatologist that takes a scan of your face? That
um. So the
He's not going to anybody black.
no,
They're
no, no, no.
European.
No,
Let's get
first of
this
all,
straight.
no.
thank you.
Actually,
Let's-
the place that I go to is in Capitol Hill, and the esthetician who I've worked with in the past is black. Everybody there so far has been black. I don't know who I'll see on Monday, but
There's a I forgot where his
Wow.
practice is. There's a
I was talking about
older
the.
black man with a
Is he
practice
gay? Is he gay? Light
in
skinned, gay?
no. There's a,
What?
no,
What's
there's
going
an
on?
older black man with a practice in DC, and he's been going viral because they do the thing where they it's like a technique some black dermatologists, I mean, I'm sure all people do, but there's like specific black dermatologists that write about this, but they do like they capture the age of your skin, but they don't compare it to other, they like look specifically for things prevalent in black people's skin,
Oh, okay, okay.
and they like do like
Huh?
a, I think it's called like a skin age, and they like can
Yes,
locate
okay.
the different problems with your skin and recommend different treatments based on that.
So I can tell you this. So I have had that done, but I don't know that the one I had done did a black focused analysis of my skin. There was a computer that scanned me with, I don't know, I sat in front of something and they took pictures of my skin, ran it through some computer software thing, and then it told me that that my the my skin's age was 53, even though my chronological age is a few years younger than that. And then they told me I had all these problems and that sort of thing. But I don't know that it's the one that you were talking about. But it was done by a black person, and the esthetician that I go to there is black. But I don't. I think the peel will also be done by that esthetician. I don't know that a dermatologist is going to do it.
Okay, the one I'm talking about, I think they're in Eastern Market.
Okay, the one that I'm talking about is it, should, in Capitol Hill, probably Eastern Market too. Yeah, Eastern Market. Yeah, on Pennsylvania Avenue Southeast. That's the one I go to, and it's all black people there. I mean, the person who works front desk is a non-black Latino, brown Latino, but everybody else that I've seen there is black. I have a friend who works there. That's how I found out about it. So maybe it's the same one.
That
That's what I
sounds
record.
pretty cool. So what do they look for? You know, like I said in the chat, I've never been to stuff like that. I don't have skin problems or none of that. Now I do
You can actually
maybe see
go
a
to
stitch.
any.
Ooh.
You can go to
I
any
don't.
Keel store. The Keel store,
I'm sorry.
any Keel store, and like across. I'm not sure. I'm in here in New York City, but I'm pretty sure any Keel store, they have the machine. They let you do it for free, and if you keep doing it, like let's say every week or every like month or so, you
Uh
actually
huh.
build up points. You can go to any Keel store, and they'll do that like skin analysis for you to see which pores are open and which products work best for you.
It's not the same thing.
That's
No,
not
What is it?
accurate.
So you got to
that's
go to
not
A
a
what we're
machine,
person,
talking
right?
about.
Hold on.
That's not
if
I'm
what
a
we're
going to a
talking about.
machine,
person.
if a machine in a store that sells products for your skin is doing a skin
What?
analysis run, it is not
I don't.
accurate. It
Yeah,
is not
not
right.
accurate.
Go
Yeah.
to a dermatologist, have him sit you down
Mm,
under the light
But
and
it's
under the
free.
magnifying thing and look at your damn skin. Do not go into Keel just because you're in Keel and you think you just in some like a little up yuppie upscale store. That is not accurate. It's not. And even some of the dermatologists are not even skilled enough to know. If you go to a dermatologist slash plastic surgeon, some of these people do a lot of like lasering of skin and
hmm.
hyperpigmentation of your skin. When when you have it on your cheekbones, they remove that and kind of lighten up your skin to make it even. That will take literally 5 years off of you. If you got black hyperpigmentations in your cheekbones or in your cheeks, or you've seen that, you guys know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
some
my
Go
people
to
their
grandma
the
had
gums
that.
store.
But you know
are
what's good for
black.
that? Hyaluronic acid is really good. I'm not
So wait,
azelaic
you
acid.
guys are just
Oh,
you're making the
Yeah,
I
I
don't
think
think
so.
conversation
so.
So
Hold on.
unintelligible because you're mixing up so many things. So
What are we
it's
mixing, guys? Because I don't. Yeah, I'm going to go to a specialist. I have really good insurance, so I've never used
They
a
don't take
machine or any of that.
insurance.
Go to a
I go to.
dermatologist.
Can I pay
Dermatologist
out
is
of
good.
cash? Can I pay out of? Well, they got to take
Yes,
something.
yes,
They pay out of
yes, ma'am.
pocket.
They do take that cash, Ashton, and that
Der-
card, that
Oh,
what
Derma,
if I
okay.
der,
go to
All right. Cool.
dermatologists take insurance.
Look, listen, Haitian. I'm talking about for what she's talking about. Of course they take. If you know what? Let me just be get somebody to
You
fucking
know
say.
what?
What?
I'm not.
Hold
let me
on.
ask you
What?
this.
Hey,
Wait a
hey,
minute,
What
Ashton,
takes
guys.
insurance?
What
Ashton,
if I
What?
get
Can
my
somebody
soap
tell
from
me
Ashton,
Wegmans?
for your
what
skin,
esthetician
just
takes
put some,
insurance? Did somebody
just,
say that?
wait.
just put avocado on there. That's it. That's all
So
you
I
gotta
just
do.
have a question. Why is there a
I don't know.
reason?
I can do
Is
either.
so
I can
And
is
pay
it's
there a
more
reason?
insurance.
Is
expensive.
there a
Hey,
reason that
Lisa,
you guys? Is there a
Lisa.
reason that you guys deliberately turned the conversation into a clusterfuck? Because that's what happened.
Yes,
Yeah,
this is
yeah, that's how
why.
we roll. That's how we roll.
Oh,
No,
hold
Hey,
on.
No,
hey,
yeah,
Well,
yeah,
let
hey,
me
because
ask
hey,
you a
it's
yeah,
our
question. I don't.
problem.
what you did was
who's
conflate
who?
what. Hold on, let me talk.
Ooh,
What
Who you?
you
But who's
did,
who?
I'm about to tell you, all of y'all. What
So
you
is
did
you.
was
Yes, yes.
conflate what estheticians do with what dermatologists
Colleges
do.
do, and they're
Yeah,
two
that yeah.
fucking
Th-
different
there was
things.
no need to do that. You just and you
You know how we are. This is
no, I don't know
Clubhouse.
how you
Well,
I
are.
this
don't
yes,
know. I
you do.
asked a
You just
question.
told me how I
Hey,
was 3 minutes ago.
hey, Lisa, all you gotta do,
I don't even
hey,
know.
Ashton, all you gotta do is put some avocado on your skin. You'll be good, bro. You'd be
And
good.
look, if I
Y'all are
have
crazy.
chips
First
in
of
Hey,
my
all, don't listen to
pocket,
Haitian because Haitian obviously doesn't pay attention to skincare.
and no,
oh wait,
listen,
hold on,
I
hold on, hold
will
on, hold
get
on, hold on.
And
caught.
then
Hey, hey,
Lisa
hey, hey, hey,
opined on a machine
hold
that
on,
she's never
Five
seen.
thousand dollars.
hold on.
Hey,
That
Trash,
Look, hey,
machine
Gad,
don't work.
hey,
I don't
Gad,
have to see it. I know that
Gad.
you cannot go into Kells
Hold on,
and
Lisa,
have a
Lisa.
machine give you an accurate assessment of your skin.
Hey,
It just
Gad,
can't do it.
for
hey,
five
Gad,
thousand dollars,
get.
they'll
Hold on,
take
hold on,
it. Don't
hold on, hold on.
worry.
Gad, I
I'm
definitely know
gonna
about, I definitely know about skincare. I'm about to be 44 in January, a couple of weeks from now, and I got ID today at the damn liquor store. Trust me,
Oh, and
Oh
my
boy,
shit.
Haitian
yeah, but
look
you might
Haitian
you could
look
just
real
What?
good.
you might
Haitian
have
look
good genes. You
real
might have good
good.
genes, Haitian. You might
Real
have good
good.
genes.
Yum. Haitian looks yummy
You
good.
might have
Thank you,
good
Yummy,
Lisa.
genes,
yummy.
Haitian. That's what it
Thank you, Lisa.
is.
Haitian, can
You
I
can
put
taste
avocado on your face and eat chocolate
absolutely
chips?
with some whipped cream.
Oh, listen, listen. Lisa already doing tongue baths, so eating
Oh,
Child,
avocado
y'all are
off
definitely.
the face
Haitian
so
ain't, you
already
know.
knows that. Haitian knows that, right, Haitian?
Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
Lisa be doing tongue baths, so
And
you know,
do
watch
and
not
do
out.
a
a
damn
tongue
good job,
bad.
right, Haitian?
Oh, you know I do the tongue bath too, girl.
What? Oh my god.
That's a good way to save on water.
There you go.
Um,
What the
what
hell?
if I just, what if I buy my soap from Wegmans? Can I just do that? Do I have to still go get my
Get you
face
some
Wegmans
La
has
Roche
some
detergent
good
off?
pussy.
skincare products.
I
Get
mean,
Roche
why don't you
pussy.
just
Wegmans does
pay?
have some good skincare products. It does.
La
You
Roche
I mean,
got
why don't
Wegmans
you
money.
just
You
Posay.
might
pay
as well go to
$5,000,
Sephora, brother Messi.
to get your skin together? Why don't you just pay
Why are
$5,000 if
you
the stuff
paying
runs?
$5,000?
Because
Just
if it's a good look, if there's a good dermatologist or whatever it is that I can
just
pay
if
for,
you
someone
can
said to pay for it.
if you can
What
pay
does it
five
cost?
thousand
I'll do
dollars,
it, Ashton.
let me tell you what
I'll
to
do your
do.
face.
You go down
Uh,
to Neiman Marcus or
Pause.
Saks and get you all of the La Mer products. I promise you, you will
La
be
is
happy as
overrated.
shit.
No,
La
don't
I
pay
like
is
for it.
Lemaire.
overrated.
I like Lemaire.
La is
You know what
is
It's
though?
overrated.
that
It
overrated
could
because it
be.
works.
It could
Have
be
y'all tried the
overrated, but
oil
it
It
feels
is
lamb?
so good.
overrated.
It feels so
Yeah, I
good
agree
The
though.
And
with
idea
Gad.
that
Beyonce is
the
overrated
idea that
too.
the
I
best
mean, but is
please
it
there
worth it for the price? I mean, if
no,
you're
it's
talking
not
about
worth
No.
it.
The
$5,000,
ordinary.
What
Who
what
was
is the
talking about
conversation?
fuck?
Yeah, $5,000 for what, man?
I
Go buy
used to
some
use
fucking
that
olive
moisturizer
oil.
First
who
of all,
said
mask.
that?
Gad,
It's
the
Go
so
buy
Estee
some
better
olive
than
oil, Ashton.
lotion.
that was found to be a lie.
Okay,
Ashton,
wow.
Go to BJ's and buy some
Y'all
You
olive
know
gotta
oil.
what?
put
You'll be
some
all
Cynthia,
right.
you ain't
respect
right.
on Ashton. She's a gold
Anoint
medalist,
yourself with the oil.
You
and
need to
I
go to
say
you
put
need to
some
go to
respect on her
Sephora, brother
name.
Messi. That's the
Hmm?
key. Just go to Sephora or Ulta. They got better deals, but you're rich, so you can afford Sephora.
I don't
Not a
know.
rich.
Sephora is inside Kohl's now. I feel some kind of way about
Yeah,
that.
Wait, can I use my Kohl's bucks if
Yes,
I
yes, you
get through
can.
yeah,
Kohl's?
yeah.
Okay,
It's inside
John,
it, ain't
John,
Yes,
it?
Johnny,
okay.
you said Sephora is Kohl's
No,
now?
you can't.
Yeah,
it's
they're
inside of
It's
inside.
Kohl's.
in
They have
Kohl's,
shop
but
in
Oh,
not
shops.
word?
in
Oh,
So
okay,
Sephora.
I
okay.
can't use my Kohl bucks.
You
I
No.
mean,
can't
what's
get
it
Not for
called? Is
that.
inside the
No.
Target now. Ulta.
Sephora. Wait a
Patty
minute, what
sounded
they doing?
disappointed like
Ulta's and
she's tried
Target?
It's a
before.
s- it,
Yeah.
it's still a store within the store, so you can't
Oh,
use no
that's
cold bucks.
whack.
You
Yeah.
cannot. Yeah,
Y'all
I
have
don't really
Kohl's where
like
you live?
But you can use your
That's
Kohl's credit
whack.
card.
They
I
Yes,
shut
you
don't
down
like
them
can.
Kohl's here
Walmart.
like
I
10 years
wouldn't
ago.
I wouldn't recommend
For
getting a lot of stuff from Walmart. Walmart's very cheap and I remember I went into a
The
Walmart with one of
products,
my friends
most
and
of the
everything was
products are the
locked up
same,
behind
Ashton. That's
it
not
was like
true. Most of the
well
products are going to be the same unless you're going to, like a high-end store. That's not true. Most of the products are
yeah,
the
you may
same.
have a point. I'm talking about food. See, a lot of the food in that place is
I
not
was
good
in
quality
Ulta.
food.
How we
Well,
went
wait a
And
from
minute.
face to
Before y'all,
food.
Good.
before
give
y'all
me
I
talk
mean, they
about
Put
ketchup.
all
some
in.
respect.
Come
Yeah,
on,
your mouth
Walmart is
come
is
not
your
on,
good.
Nikki.
face.
Put some respect on his
I
gold
guess.
medalist.
my mom used Nivea after she heard years ago after she heard Diane Carroll say that the only product she used was Nivea every day.
Yeah,
So
my mother does too.
So I have
Nivea is
Nivea.
trash.
He's been using it for years.
It's
What
Yeah,
about a
it
petroleum
is.
jelly.
What
what about a
about the
And
vino?
Y'all still good?
random?
Y'all
What
still
about a
good
Aveeno
for
is
vino?
trash.
Ambi?
what I was
Y'all still
gonna
good for
say
Ambi?
is, for your fellas or your little people, get them used to using products early. So I like Nivea for men, and now the boys like Nivea for men. That was the whole point of what I was gonna say. They have
What
good
about
products
a
for men.
what
Yeah,
about
get them
a
the
vino?
grooming. Get them to do grooming
Aveeno is
early.
good, especially if you have
Oh,
like
we
eczema.
don't groom,
Yeah.
Lisa. We just,
You can put. They have
oh,
like the Aveeno,
He
You
the
gotta
Aveeno
let
bath
men
You
be
salts.
start getting
men.
your
au
young men to
natural.
groom early.
Yeah,
Cause that's what I use for lotion. I use a
Mani
vino for lotion.
pedis,
straight musk.
scrubbing.
But you know what I
Yeah.
just
Straight
got for
my
an astringent?
Y'all better get
That's
some
so.
Gina Tay. Go ahead, moisturize
What?
with some Gina Tay.
I literally just got some Sea Breeze, which is the same thing I used when I was in high school. That's crazy. That's a good ass
What's
astringent.
up?
sea
To tell.
Ooh,
breeze.
that tore my skin
Not
up.
Seabreeze.
Yes,
Who
it
uses
did, but
I
it
Who
that?
love
are
kept
that
you
you
sea
pimple
breeze.
spraying
free.
with that?
Take your
Man, that
whole
Sea
Y'all
leg
making
Breeze.
skin
Wait,
off.
pointless.
you want us to apply
Yes.
pure alcohol to our faces?
Yes.
Called
Yeah,
sea
you
breeze?
have oily
Yes.
skin.
I
Yeah.
It
mean,
dry your face all the way
tell me
up.
you know about good skincare without telling me you know about good skincare. Because sea breeze is not the tea. I'm sorry.
I'm telling
Mm-mm.
It's a
y'all,
great
It is
astringent.
not.
Obagi has a line and it's really expensive, but it's really good for your face. Their moisturizing
Listen,
creams, everything. I love
Who?
Obagi. Obagi. You got to get it from,
Yeah, they have it
uh,
at spas and stuff. It's a professional line.
right. And it's
Oh, okay.
really good for
Patty
your
got
skin.
all this shit. Like I still haven't ordered the stuff you told me to order
Mhm.
last week. So
mm,
I have to get you in the Telegram so I can get that because I was gonna
Does
floss
anybody
my
use
face this
tretinoin?
weekend.
And the
Lisa,
Korean,
you
Who?
need to find a med
Macau,
spa
stop.
the
because
Well,
I know.
Korean,
find out if they know what tretinoin is first, because folks are gonna start acting like they're skincare experts in a second. Who knows what
Well,
Dang.
tretinoin
hold on.
is?
If
I mean, we
I
all
if I
do our
could,
do.
own
I
skin, don't we?
do.
hold
I mean,
on.
I know you do, but you know there are
I
lots of
would,
experts on stage who are gonna start talking about
I
as
have
an
tretinoin.
expert,
Then they
no
don't
Oh,
know what
idea
it
what that is.
is.
Nah, I have no
listen.
idea what that is.
Okay.
I feel shot. So as an expert, I will say my bona fides. Um, I find most of my skincare items either the clearance rack of TJ Maxx, Ross, or what's the other one?
Marshalls.
Or
Oh
Marshalls. Yeah,
my
so
lord. Oh
you
my
know any
precious baby
generic,
Jesus.
any clearance brands
Right at
with
the
colorful
checkout, right?
packaging.
You
Nah,
know they
matter of
have
fact, they
that
got some
shit
good
right at
shit
the
there.
checkout. That's what he's talking
Right
about.
at the that's right.
oh,
That's
you know what
right.
I can ask you, bougie people? Has anybody done dermaplaning? I don't. I see it where they do the little
Yes.
scraping. Is that
Yes.
effective? It just looks like it's
Still good.
they
It's a
put
waste
product.
to me.
It is. You don't like it?
Eh,
Looks
Oh.
weird. Like, guys, I think some of the stuff that women do, I ain't trying to
Well,
be funny. Like,
how hairy is your
it's
No,
face?
is
weird.
is
I
the
just
It's
answer
weird.
no?
why is
Because
it
that's the
weird?
question she
dermaplaning.
asked. Have you
Well,
done
yeah, I ain't say
Oh,
no.
dermaplaning?
what's
No,
Yes
Gad,
or
be
no?
yes,
nice.
That's the
dermaplaning,
question.
Gad,
yes,
No,
yes,
y'all
Gad,
like
yes,
y'all
Dermaplaning
dermaplaning.
okay.
is weird.
so wait, Dad, what did
come
you
here,
say?
Mm-mm.
Gad.
I'm curious. I really want to hear y'all's opinions because is it different than like a chemical peel? You know, it looks kind of cool when
Totally
they're doing all the
different.
scraping.
Oh, I don't know what
Yeah,
dermaplaning is. I've never done it.
it's man. A
Take a
friend of
razor
mine
and shave
did.
your face, pretty much.
That's
Yeah.
exactly what it
It's
is, a razor.
yeah.
Oh,
It's
okay,
a
so y'all don't.
razor.
It's
Mm-mm.
actually a razor. You know those
Taking
little
off dead
commercials.
skin cells.
Yes,
Uh,
ma'am.
watch me have like look like somebody
You're
scratched the
better
shit out
off
of me
getting
or
a
something.
peel.
Yeah, I do the
That's why
peel.
I'm doing my VI peel. The face will fall off for 4 days, and I'm
You
gonna
can
emerge looking nice and fresh. That's what's gonna happen.
It's gonna be real,
Now,
y'all. My boyfriend, I told him just get me what you get, because I don't really give a damn. I'm from the country.
God, it's
I'm
so
just gonna be real.
disgusting when
I,
you do it.
I,
you can use
no,
men's products.
no,
You're not
no.
supposed to use men's products on your
Hey,
face, Ashton.
hey,
It is
hey,
it's not,
look, I
no,
don't use nothing.
no.
I don't use nothing on my face but good old soap and water. I don't have issues with my face. I don't got no wrinkles. I don't got none of that, man. I don't got no problems with my skin or my face because I take care of my body from the
Soap is
inside out,
very
meaning
drying for your
okay, let's
face.
talk about
not my soap.
moisturizer.
My soap is hand. No, no, not my soap. I don't buy
Is it
soap from
that
the
green
store.
soap with
Ashton,
the
let me
from the
ask my
iris?
No,
question. Dang.
sorry, ma'am.
I said, let me ask my questions. If you use soap, we're talking about products. You don't use any products. So, we're talking about products.
I was just
Yeah,
wondering
but I
why
What's
people
mean,
what's what's
use
your what's
male
your what's your
products on their
Soap
question?
is a
face.
So
product,
What's your
ma'am.
what's your
so
question,
so
Miki?
here's my question. So when you get a certain age, you're supposed to put the moisturizer like, your neck area, but I want the recommendations for the creams for the hand. So can I just use the same face
Tret-
moisturizer?
Tretinoin is good for your
Yes.
hands too.
Yes. And that
Cuz
skin food.
them damn
Have you
face
guys heard of
moisturizers
skin food?
expensive as shit. So I was like maybe
Have
there's
you
a
guys heard of
cheaper.
skin food though? I'm trying to tell you something. As somebody
No, I've
who's
never heard of
scrubbing,
skin food.
skin food, I scrub like maybe literally a medical scrub, maybe 4 or 5 times a day within a 8 hour period, in surgery. So I found this stuff in Whole Foods called Is it called Skin Food? Let me go find my box. I bought
Is the
it.
thing
That
in the
little.
green bottle?
Yes, that shit.
Oh,
I said, wait a minute. This is a little pricey,
it's
but it's
real.
not
It's
bad.
expensive. That's
Yeah,
really good,
it's
and it smells
pricey
good.
as for all. You know exactly what
So
I'm
Mm-hmm.
talking
so
about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I put that.
can you
I
tell
put
Mickey
that
what's
shit
in
on.
it? Mickey's trying to get
Oh,
recommendations. Can you just tell her what's in it?
babe,
Give
I
her
would
the
have to go.
name.
I would. It's Skin Food. You can find it in Whole Foods, and I also saw it on Amazon. I don't know what the fuck is in it. I need to go read it. But it's like he said. Who is speaking? Who is speaking? I'm not holding my phone.
The cow person.
Picao
That shit
picao.
smells good. People, when I put it on in the OR, everybody, what is
Oh, I
that?
have it right
What
now.
is that?
You know what it's called? It's Wadella. Wadella. That's the name of the brand.
Wadella. Yes, yes, skin food.
It's
Check it
very
out, you guys.
organic.
It is very good. It keeps you because that's a sign of your age is your hands. And you have the same skin on, well, it's a little bit thinner than the skin on your face, but it's the same skin. So you have to treat it that way. But that's why when they do, right, Gad, when they do your facials, don't they go all the way down to your basically to your well, past your clavicle? Maybe
Yeah,
they
they
go,
do. Yeah,
yeah.
I can never
My,
pronounce that word.
I
Like,
don't think I've had maybe my clavicle, but not. I don't know that they've gone past my clavicle. But I'm
They
not that
should.
concerned about skin on my neck. The skin on my neck is fine.
oh, and don't forget
But
the
you have
back
to
of your neck
maintain it.
too, because rarely if you do the back of your neck, because now they say you
That
need to
too.
do SPF pretty much every day.
Hmm.
Okay,
So
yeah,
I
but
have retinol.
we're not talking about SPF. We're talking about moisturizer. No, I'm just saying that for me, I'm okay with the skin on my neck. I moisturize that area, yes, but I'm just saying I don't. My the skin on my neck is not. It's not losing elasticity or anything. It's holding up. There are other things that I'm concerned about, but the skin on my neck is not one of them. That's all I'm saying.
Black people really don't have neck problems with their skin
No.
sagging, but one of the plastic surgeons told me that black people he does not get a lot of people of African descent coming in with those issues and wrinkles. It's the loss of collagen that starts to change the face of people with a lot of melanin in their skin. So
Everybody loses collagen as they get older.
but yeah,
Everybody
but
does.
mostly what I'm saying to you is mostly the collagen. It's not they're not coming for plastic surgery for us to do any fine lines and wrinkles around their eyes. I've seen people around wrinkles around their mouth because they smoke, all that kind of stuff like that. That is something that we don't see a lot of in people of color. We just don't. Anybody in here have crow's feet that are black? Anybody in
I
here?
Yes,
do.
I do.
You do?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've
we
I've white
do.
crow's feet.
Wow.
So,
It could
well,
be
so
Yeah,
genetics.
Botox.
Lisa, you're
Y'all are
going to
not
see.
real
I ain't
black.
getting no
No,
damn
actually,
Botox.
no, Lisa. So crow's feet are something that you're going to find among many people, regardless of race.
I don't see it, Gad. I do this all the fucking
All right,
time,
take out,
and
yeah,
I don't
post
see
a
it.
picture, post a closer picture of you that ain't got no filter, and let's see if you don't have crow's feet.
You can look at my fucking picture right there, cause I
Oh
No,
got no fucking.
I
I
my!
said,
don't
What
have
is?
crow's feet.
Who?
I said
Nobody
post
said
a close up photo of you that has not been filtered, so we can see if you don't have crow's feet at your big age.
Hey,
That's what I
fuck you
who
with
said.
your filters.
why you
No, what I'm saying, because you're saying black people don't have crow's feet. I don't know
They
what
don't.
kind of
I
black.
don't
That's a
have
lie.
crow's feet.
that's a
Oh,
lie.
you
I'm
might not have
serious.
it, but black people have crow's feet
Well,
too.
it's rare. How many of y'all got crow's feet in here? Raise your hands.
First of all, I'm not raising my hand.
First of all, Lisa,
I'm not raising. I'm good.
y'all tell too many stories in this room.
I
Okay,
don't have.
y'all
Well,
be
I'm not.
having
I would tell
filters and
you.
shit, fake photos and shit.
Oh
So,
Oh,
my
Oh,
yeah,
this is
it's
God.
nasty.
true.
This is
It's
Let me tell
nasty
true.
you
work.
something.
Post your picture.
I ain't
Nasty
gotta
work.
prove shit to nobody on this stage. There's people who've seen me
This
in
is
motherfucking
nasty work.
person as well as last week. So
Lisa, tell her
I
to
don't need
post
to
her
prove
picture.
shit. I don't need to
well,
prove shit to
well.
nobody.
The claim
This is
Lisa made
This
is
is my
that
Clubhouse. This
picture.
ain't
the
the fucking
claim that
This is my
Lisa
FBI.
side
made is
profile.
that black people don't get crow's feet. That's the claim she made, and I'm
I
saying that that's not
I
true.
said it was rare. Rare.
That's also false.
No, it's okay. Fine, fuck. Let me go. Let me go. I got. Guess I got to put something in the fucking
Well,
chat.
there is
I
a
don't see a
saying that
lot of
black
black
don't
people with
crack.
crow's feet. I'm
So I
sorry.
think that's what she's talking about. Black don't
Well,
crack.
I
Go ahead, brother.
I was gonna say my PTR is here.
And as you can see, I don't have not a single crow's foot.
Oh, you look mad
So
young too.
I mean, now, Lisa, if you said that
okay,
black people don't get crow's feet the way white people do, I wouldn't disagree with you.
Okay, so let me rephrase it then. Black people don't get
A
crow's
kind of
feet
crow's
the
feet,
way
yes.
white people do. I've been doing plastic surgery for over a fucking decade. So I know what I'm fucking talking about. So let me just change the language.
no,
Black
gather
people
him,
don't get it
Lisa, gather him.
as
She can't
shut the
gather
fuck.
me. I know about crow's feet because
I'm
I'm
not trying to
old.
gather nobody. I'm just trying to
Okay,
tell you
it
what
Grab
I
'em.
was
fucking know.
Gather and
When
grab
I
'em.
do,
Oh
when
Gather
gosh.
and
I know what
grab
I
'em.
fucking know,
Messy,
and
you
okay.
I
need
It
to
do
was
this
find a
every
better
fucking
barber.
day.
Stand
You
on
got little dots
business.
on the back of your
Wait,
head.
Lisa. Wait, can
um
I just back up, Lisa? Let me just back
Straight
up
to her.
Lisa for a second.
Not the
As the
dots.
only white
My
okay.
face
It
don't
was
representative
got
on the
no
one
wrinkles.
Go
stage,
ahead,
thank you.
second.
Scotty.
I
Go ahead,
It
agree.
was
Scotty.
my question because the people that I see around me have fucking crow's feet. Damn, you niggas wanna put the. Can I get some fucking recommendations? Shit. Oh,
Go
y'all get
ahead.
on my nerves.
I
God
I
said
know.
damn, I
I
need
just
some
Botox.
heard.
recommendations for the black crow's feet in the South, in the fucking
It's
Houston,
Thank
called
you.
Houston.
Botox.
Next thing
You
we
get
know,
some
Lisa's
goddamn
going to be
crow's
saying
feet.
black people
Shit.
don't
You
need
use you
sunscreen.
Give me
need
a
to
Botox.
use
recommendation.
Botox for crow's feet. You should use some
I need no
filler.
goddamn
Into
Botox.
Go get a filler for your crow's feet,
No,
You
okay?
can use
filler
No,
Botox
filler
for
would be
crow's
for
feet.
your
Stop
lips
telling
No,
and it would
lies,
be
thank you.
like
Lisa.
for
Now
Oh
you're
your
my
smile
lying.
lines.
God.
And
Okay,
that's
go ahead,
another
you
lie.
expert.
Botox
Go
is
ahead,
It's
for
a
your
expert.
lie.
froze
Go
or
Botox
ahead.
for
wrinkles in your
crow's feet.
Go
Thank you.
ahead. Go ahead. When I pick up Botox out of the fucking refrigerator every other day, go ahead. Tell me what it's used for. Go ahead.
Botox
That's
is
well,
for
another
your
lie.
I
crows, your
use the
bunny
ash of my
lines,
Thank
your
you,
clubhouse
Lisa,
Patty.
are you a
forehead,
nurse?
Lisa gonna say bro,
and
crow's
your
feet and Botox don't
Patty,
go together.
Patty,
They
Patty. That's
certainly
good
do.
that they're that's good that they're injecting you with
oh, they ain't injected
Botox
me yet, but I'm about to
for
come through in the
crow's
crunch.
feet.
Well,
I
I
don't
use
have
the
crow's feet.
ashes of
Can
my
we
Yeah,
get
I
a
don't.
filler
I'm
clubhouse
not
procedure
doing
for
the
both
Lisa, I
feet?
injections.
don't.
I'm
Asking
not
for a
You'll
doing
need
friend.
a
Botox.
bolt.
I'm not doing none of
Never
that shit.
mind.
No plastic.
Yeah,
No.
no, don't do none
No,
of
I'm
that.
not.
See, I don't got
No, no, no.
no
I
wrinkles
don't
in
do that.
my face. If you look at my face, I don't got
When
any
I
wrinkles in
turn
my face.
45,
Well,
I'm getting me a
Let them
See,
know,
makeover.
no wrinkles.
Ashton.
I got
Put
no
Um,
respect
wrinkles.
on that metal queen. Go ahead,
I
You know what
saw
I'm
Scotty.
saying?
that. Did y'all
I
see
don't
that
got
one
no.
black girl on Instagram that got that rare case of botulism?
can
Fuck no, because
Ashton?
that would be my black ass. Nope,
What
nope,
is it?
nope, nope, nope.
Hold
Huh?
on. Can Ashton
Botulism was
finish
that when you get
spouting on me
addicted to
off?
Yeah, from the
steroids?
But
Thank
Botox.
you.
There's
Oh.
a
but
it's
the
a tiny
I
percentage of a
get lip
chance that it can
injection.
happen, but there is a chance that it can happen.
Oh God.
Oh, thank you.
there's a
Somebody
just
said laser resurfacing. Okay, I can do that. Thank
yeah,
you.
you can
Ashton,
do
please continue.
yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, but it's the muscles. You're talking about the skin. Like you want those muscles to be relaxed and frozen.
I don't
Patty,
do
please.
guys. I don't do none of this in
Botox
my
does
face.
Let him
not
Ashton.
relax your muscles. It's the opposite.
Yeah,
No,
Why
I
yeah.
y'all?
said
Can y'all let Ashton finish? Cause she trying to
So,
stunt on y'all.
Ashton's told us about
Unlike
20
y'all, she
times
doesn't
that she
have
ain't got
crow's
no
feet.
She only
wrinkles,
uses
okay?
soap.
We don't need to hear it
Unlike
I
again.
said frozen. I
Oh,
want
I
the
didn't
muscles
say no,
frozen,
sir.
wrinkly,
Lisa.
Oh yeah,
Well, I
okay,
didn't
yeah,
say
frozen.
anything about
leathery
Yeah,
that.
Yeah,
they
I
skin
contract,
go ahead.
Patty. They
having.
contract when you put the Botox in it. It contracts.
All I'm
I
trying to say is not
thank
not
you.
about soap or anything. I said when you take care of yourself, I take care of my face. See, I don't got any wrinkles. I'm 40 years old and I look like this. You are, you know what I mean? I'm
Oh,
40
Ashton,
and I look like this.
it's not nice to
You
fuss at
shouldn't
people.
have wrinkles at
If
40.
someone
This
has
is
an
not
issue
fair.
for whatever reason, someone's
you
genes, someone's environment, someone's
leather
whatever,
neck
it's not nice to be
having.
like, well, I don't need to use the shit because some people
No,
do,
I
and
didn't
that's
say
okay.
that,
That is
ma'am.
what you
I
said.
didn't say. Hold on, give me a minute here. I'm not
No,
telling
I'm
people not to
asking
go
for
out.
recommendations. I really don't need to know that you have great skin at 40. Let me tell you something. When I was 40, I didn't worry
Oh, I
about
don't
shit
know,
either.
ma'am. I'm from the
So
Oh,
talk to
country and
me
work
in 20
outside. I
years
don't know.
and see if that soap still works for
put
you.
some respect on that gold medalist.
Look, ma'am, let me tell you something. I don't go. I work outside, ma'am. I'm just telling you the truth. I'm not saying don't use the products. If you want to go out and go buy stuff, go do it. I work outside on cars and all kinds of stuff, and when I work with my hands, but I
Yeah,
I I
but Ashton, you don't
you
have any
know.
moisturizers to recommend, so let Miki get the recommendations that she's seeking.
Because I'm pale. I will get wrinkly. I already see my grandmother
Oh, I
with
didn't
my
know that.
Nikki,
mom.
Okay, I
you're
didn't know
not
I
that.
mean,
that
Do you use
Miki
No,
already
SPF?
you're
said
not.
she
Nikki ain't
wrinkly.
that pale.
No, they're I think the
He's
too
not
pale for
pale.
Not
me.
Nikki over here talking about she fair skinned. I can't do this today. I'm not doing this with
I'm
I
y'all.
dying.
mean, that's my
I'm
mom in the
dead.
PTR, and that's me. What I'm saying is that I already see what it looks like when they reach a certain age, so I'm asking questions now. My grandmother didn't use any products outside of Avon. My mother is not going to get
Wait,
Botox
did you
because my
post a
friend.
40-year picture talking about that was you? Man, you know what?
I
Let me
have
get
that
down.
picture in solidarity of New Orleans, brother. But see, next time when I tell
You're
you
not
something,
that.
I'm gonna remember this point. Here you are injecting yourself into something because you're like, Miki's not pale. Well, I fucking consider
Okay, I'm
myself
sorry.
pale.
You are.
No, you don't
You're
have
the
to
fairest
apologize. I
one
don't
of
give
them
a fuck what
all.
you
I'm
say anyway.
sorry. I thought.
Jesus
I'm
Christ.
sorry. You're the
He's
lightest skinned
sassy as
person
hell.
I've ever seen.
Sassy as hell.
You
No, that would be
know
my
I'm
mother.
playing
Not
with
you
you. I'm
calling him
playing.
sassy. He is not
Oh
sassy.
Because
Calm down.
no! Listen.
Calm
That's
down. Let me
I'm
use
trying to be
Mickey's
honest with
language.
y'all, and
Calm
you
down, Mickey, because he
Nikki
likes to tell
knows
other people to
I'm
calm
joking with her.
down.
I don't know why she gets so upset when I'm teasing. I was just
Child.
joking. I'm teasing
but
everybody.
thank
You
y'all for
know.
the information. I
My
appreciate it.
goodness.
Mickey,
So,
what are
No,
you
like
doing in
y'all
here with
hate
all
on me,
these
but Ashley
progressives?
called y'all leathernecks. Like I
so
don't
you
understand.
you know,
Who
Mickey,
let him the fuck up?
Mickey, something else you might want to consider, and you can ask Patty. I don't know how Patty feels about this, but there are people who recommend using eye cream. Some people say eye cream doesn't work. Some people say eye cream does work. If the skin around your eye area is particularly dry, you might want to focus on making sure that area of your face is extra hydrated. So I don't know if the skin around your eye is dry. For me, the skin around my eye is super dry. If I do not use an eye cream, I will suffer. So I use an eye cream all the time, and I've used an eye cream since I was 16 years old because I have very dry skin. But I don't know, Patty, what do you think about eye creams? Do you use them? Do you not? Like, what do you think?
I do. I use them, and I use those moisturizer masks. Everything. I spend an hour on
Y'all
my
hear
face a day.
No,
the
we're not.
custom?
We're not done with skincare because Mickey's asking questions. So, Mickey, the only thing I'll say is age tends to show up first around the eyes for a lot of people. If you, for instance, if you don't have wrinkles on your forehead, the eyes are where age might start showing up. So just make sure that area of your face is well hydrated if you're not hydrating it well, because that'll help the skin retain elasticity. So just find a good eye cream that helps deliver moisture and also helps trap the moisture. So you want to look for, I would say, Google these two words, emollient and occlusive. Emollients are substances that help attract moisture to the skin, and occlusives are substances that help trap the moisture so that it does not disappear. One final thing I'll say, and then I'll go on mute. Vaseline, y'all, like the regular Vaseline, that's like $4 and a couple of cents. Buy you a tub and put it on your face at night. You will thank me later.
Hey,
Thank
Otis,
you.
I
I
actually
use
have
the
a
Wait,
skincare.
ashes.
what?
Yeah,
Vaseline cleans your pores.
Yes,
Yeah.
it helps your skin retain moisture. It is a wonderful, wonderful skincare ingredient that is cheap. Dermatologists use it all the
Petroleum
time.
jelly from the
Sometimes.
bought of the earth.
Yep.
What if you have
Aquaphor.
I don't.
It,
combination
I wouldn't do
skin?
nothing for me because it would just clog my pores.
It doesn't clog pores. That's a lie.
Yeah, you just
It
Aquaphor
wipe
do-
it
it's
Does
off.
clog
No,
clogging it
it
pores,
right
doesn't
on
clog
and it
top of
pores.
your
compromises
face.
the
Your face
skin.
can't breathe.
What if you
Now,
have
when my feet
combination skin?
are
It
feeling
doesn't.
a
It.
little not as soft, I'll put on like a little pair of socks, and I will lather my feet with petroleum jelly, and then wipe it
Yeah,
off in
because
the
your
morning, and
feet
it's
have different.
soft as shit.
Yeah, but
Including your
it's good for the
heels.
bottom of your feet, but not for your face. It's good
I
for
use the
Aquaphor
I
corns
use
and
the
is what
ash
you
of my
calluses.
use.
haters.
Corns and them calluses down. Yeah,
Oh,
the smooth.
now why you say she got witch
Ooh,
toes? Come
Oh,
on now. Now why you
I'm
saying she got
just
hobble?
kidding. I'm not saying she has anything, but I'm just
Whoa,
saying it's good for
Lisa.
corns
We're
and
trying to build
calluses.
here.
It'll make them soft and
Lisa,
supple
we're
and,
trying to build.
peel off really easy.
So Lisa, just so
hi
you know,
Lisa.
I can't
Nikki,
think
don't
It's
of.
worry.
better to
I
use
got your back. I
hyaluronic
got your back.
acid because Vaseline can trap bacteria towards your skin. It doesn't necessarily clog pores, but you should use a non like uh 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 like a Aquaphor or something better. Vaseline is not
Hello.
good for your skin.
So
That's the middle class version of Aquaphor.
Dermatologists
dermatologists
recommend that you don't use it.
dermatologists actually recommend that you do use
I'll post the link.
petrolatum. Yeah, and I can post a link too.
Okay, thank you.
It is true that petrol.
Do you work at CVS in the skin
Please
department or something?
let me finish.
We heard what you
No,
had
I'm
to
not
say, so
done.
thank you.
No, I'm not
You are
done.
not
And
a
if you don't let me
dermatologist,
finish,
girl. You
Come on,
swear you
if you
y'all.
are.
Come
don't,
on,
so
y'all.
Shut the
here's the
fuck
thing.
up.
So Vaseline actually is
Shut
not
the
is
fuck up.
non-comedogenic. It does not clog
It's
your pores,
actually no, it
but it
actually
is
is.
true that
It
if your
No,
actually
skin
it's
is
is
not
dirty,
comedogenic,
comedogenic.
if your
dumbass.
skin is
You're
dirty and you put
Oh,
Vaseline on
y'all
top
listen
of
to
it,
this
it's
queen
gonna
talk about
trap it
everything.
on
You
it. Shut
spitting
the
all over
fuck
her
up, you
phone. Thank you,
dumbass
Daffy
bitch.
Duck.
Shut the fuck up, you dumbass
Thanks,
bitch. You
Daffy Duck.
broken bird,
fight for
broken
the
bird,
people. So,
broken
Screaming.
Are
bird.
y'all know who
Not
talking
funny,
about?
you do
girl.
Are
You're
fight
a
y'all
for
know
the
who
Not
talking about
broken
people,
hating.
Vaseline?
bird.
Lisa.
You're a broken bird who doesn't want to mind her
Screaming. Thank you, Maya
business.
Angelou.
All
Thank
right,
you.
bitch.
Thank
At
you,
least I'm
ugly.
not a gutter
Thank you,
snipe.
Are
ugly.
y'all
At
niggas still
least I'm
talking
not
about
a gutter
Vaseline?
snipe.
Thank you.
Okay, so Lisa,
At
he
least
is
I'm.
right when it comes to listen, when I put moisturizer on, I do put a light oil over my face. That's that platinum skincare line I was telling you about to go to. They have an emu oil. It's really good. So yeah.
Well, Patty,
I'm just trying to figure out why y'all
I
niggas talking
just
about
found the
Vaseline.
article. Hold on, you guys. She was right and half wrong. So it says that Vaseline petroleum jelly can be good for your face, especially if you have dry skin. But this is AI, as it acts as an effective occlusive moisturizer, sealing in existing moisture and creating a protective barrier on the skin, like you put on a baby's ass, right? However, it's important to use it sparingly to avoid using I'm sorry, it's it's important to use it sparingly and avoid using it if you have acne prone skin, as it can potentially clog your pores.
But it's
So
also
we were both right.
non-comedogenic,
We were both
right?
right though, right?
Well,
Come
if you
on,
have
But
come
that's
on.
the
Was
scaly,
Mickey
actual type of
complaining about
oil.
Come on.
acne? Was she
Non
complaining about
No,
acne?
I said it
She's
clogged
an
the fucking
older
pores.
woman who is
Yes.
asking for how she can preserve her skin,
Don't
and
use
I suggested
Vaseline,
using
Mickey.
Vaseline. It's real simple.
hey
Yes,
Gab,
not so much
Y'all,
the
you
acne.
just cannot
Mickey,
admit shit on Clubhouse.
You know how to preserve the skin, Mickey. Just holler at your boy.
Oh my
Oh,
God, I'm
oh
done.
my,
that's all right.
I'm done right
Yo,
now.
that
oh
shit is
my.
I'm gonna
terrible,
holler at
bro.
your boy.
What up, man?
Yo,
I
you be
I
hollering
got that secret
to
juice,
your
baby.
boy.
oh my.
Mickey, get it, Mickey.
Holler at your
Shut
boy,
up,
Mickey.
Haitian.
Mickey, you'll just be hollering, okay?
Well, I appreciate it, Gad. So I can take like a little Q-tip and put a dab. What
No, not like
you're
that.
saying to keep it moisturized, because that will prevent the.
Nah, put
Miki,
the shit in your hand and rub it.
there's also a link to a YouTube video featuring two
Mickey,
dermatologists
that boy gonna
who
have you with a pizza
recommend
face.
using Vaseline. Okay, they talk about why it's useful and they give advice on how to use it properly.
He's right. Yeah,
Y'all don't know
I
how to
hate to
use
tell y'all
Yeah, I
that.
mean,
Vaseline
Just is just
properly.
saying what he says because he's a hater. That's it. So the bitch is a miserable gutter snipe who's just pissed off that she still has not been able to do what she tried to do but failed to do a few
I
days
read
ago.
you plenty of times, girl.
No, bitch, you
You
tried
still
to
up here
drag me,
yelling.
but you failed. You're the
I
one
did
who's
drag you. That's
mad.
why you
You
Leave
mad.
even
all this shit
begged for
alone.
Goat to save you, but Goat was
Look
not
at
even
you,
here,
beg.
bitch. You
What are
ran
you talking
away.
about?
He
What are
ran
you
your
talking
ass off
about?
the app yesterday
What are you
when you tried
talking
to
about?
pretend that you were a
When you
black
tried to
culture expert
pretend,
when you knew
use your
nothing.
speech
You
therapist
Can we
for
all
miserable
this,
bit,
girl.
miserable
Spitting all over your
bitch.
can
phone,
we all just
bitch.
get along?
Miserable bitch.
I know
Fuck
you
Can we
is.
all
you.
just get along?
You're a
May
dumb
I
Fuck
ask
idiot.
this
something
dry
A
really
hoe.
quick?
freaking gutter snipe.
fuck this faggot.
Yes,
For
an
real.
abused gutter snipe who's still
Uh-huh.
upset that she was
Lispy.
raised in a broken
Lispy.
home and
Lispy.
has not
And
recovered.
you
That's
was
what it
raised by two
is.
old dirty Africans, bitch. What happened?
Exactly. A
What happened? Two funky ass
xenophobe.
Africans,
A
bitch. That's who you was raised by. Two stinking ass
xenophobe.
Africans with
A
flies, bitch. That's who the fuck you was raised by, bitch.
xenophobe. A
Yo, is this
Exactly.
some bullshit right here?
Exactly. Yo,
xenophobe.
Okay, so
At least I know
we want to
them
move
old ass.
forward with
at
the
least my daddy didn't leave me,
conversation.
bitch. Your daddy
Come
Your
and
dad
you're still
sent you.
upset. You're
on.
still upset.
He about to
It's
get right the fuck out of here.
Friday.
The most you can do is throw me out, ho. That's the most you can
No,
do.
not
I don't
Because
need to
yet.
throw you
otherwise you
out.
can't do anything.
No.
Dumbass
When your dad ass down.
No.
He threw your faggot ass out, bitch.
You're the one who was thrown out, bitch. My dad loved me. That's why he stayed with my mother. and
And
They
supported
Summer,
didn't have a
me.
please,
choice.
really
Your
quick,
They didn't
father
have a
really
didn't stay
quick.
with
choice.
yours,
They
ho.
didn't
That's
have a
why
Well,
you're
choice, girl.
upset.
if you
They
look at
had your
that
fat
That's
ass
why
and
you're
was
that lady
embarrassed.
down
upset.
there
They were
playing
That's why you're
with
embarrassed.
the Emu
upset.
oil,
You're still
that was
upset
actually
about it.
really good.
Coming from a broken home, you were abused.
Don't
You
have to
even
use a lot.
admitted to being abused on this
Okay,
app a few
period.
days
Y'all can
ago.
Oh, she
drag me
mad.
Yes,
out.
you
Look
I
at
did
don't
her.
say it.
mind
You
my
told us
She
that your
mad.
mother
None of this
abused
bothers
you.
me,
dang.
girl.
You
I don't have
You
told
to.
us
still
that
ugly and you
your
got a list,
mother
Wow.
bitch.
Come on,
abused
Wow.
You
yo.
still
Come
you.
on, yo.
ugly and you
Come
got a
on.
You
list,
Come
Some of
on,
the
girl. You
man.
said
walk
that
out
oil
your
the
mother
was
world, you are
gallon
abused
mad.
bottles
you.
lasted
Come
at
You
on,
You
least
are
yo.
said
at
mad.
least a
you
year.
said your mother abused
You
you.
are
Longer
mad
than a
Come
year.
and
on.
Bitch,
ugly
please. I would
with a
never want to
heavy
look like
tongue.
you.
You heavy tongue, bitch.
Bitch, you're a
Bitch, you
shapeless.
still got a
You're a
list.
shape.
After you
You
say
are
all of
a
that, you still got
shape.
a
You are a
Break me in
shapeless
here.
whore.
can't even say your S is
Shapeless, a shapeless.
a shapeless.
Can you please
The brown cow has cold spots.
a
I got
xenophobic, bigoted bitch?
Okay,
The
That's what
brown
you
cow
are.
has
PTR is
speckled
A
my
spots
this is my
with
PTR.
sprinkles.
a
I put
xenophobic,
Brown cow
bigoted
has
filters.
speckled
bitch.
spots with
A
sprinkles. Sprinkle
Jesus
xenophobic.
Christ.
spots. Spitting
How do
ass
you answer it
bitch.
again, please?
Yeah, exactly. And
Don't
I'm gonna
give
spit
me
on your ass. I'm
butter.
gonna keep on doing it.
You won't
Oh my
spit on
goodness
shit, bitch. I'll
gracious.
beat the fuck out your bitch ass.
Miki, I already knew you didn't
And go to
cry.
jail
Nikki, you
again.
look amazing.
And go to jail again.
Gladly for beating your ass for
Of
spitting on me.
course you
I'll stomp
will,
your ass the fuck
because
out
you're
you.
a
Cart me to
gutter
jail,
snipe
bitch.
criminal.
Cart
That's
me to
why you're a
jail.
gutter
Getting
snipe
your ass.
criminal. A gutter snipe criminal.
Back to Miki.
Thank y'all for saying I should go to the
Miserable
doctor.
gutter snipe bitch.
But I prefer to ask Black people because sometimes when you go to dermatologists and estheticians, y'all know back in the day they used to say that certain things weren't set up for Black people, like chemical peels. So you try to find a Black dermatologist. But no, I don't have a problem asking people what they actually use because they usually refer you to the professional products that they have in their offices, which is great. But if I don't need to pay $200 for a moisturizer, I don't really see the need to pay $200 for a moisturizer. I used to get a hold of, like, be really excited to do that shit with my little gift bag after I came back from a service. But no, I'm over that. I'm saving for retirement more. I don't need that. Thank you, Wanda. That's a filter though. I appreciate it.
You know what,
I
Highly
Miki?
recommend
Mickey.
They're
trying
Miki.
so
How are
cute
you?
though. I love the little filters. They're so cute.
Okay,
Hi,
so Mickey,
Mickey.
there's something called bio oil, BIO/OIL. It's skincare oil. Please check that out. It works very nicely. It's light, it's effective. I had the main it even helps if you have some type of uneven skin tone and scars, is bio oil. And I don't have my glasses on because my big age. I can't see this tiny ass writing on this bottle. So when
Child, that's
I
next week's conversation. That's next week's conversation.
okay,
But
next
Yeah,
week.
thank
so
you,
so
Lisa.
Mickey,
Thank you,
Bio
everybody.
oil.
Mickey, I'm just gonna simplify it for you. Um, Skincare really starts from the time you're young. Our challenge is at a younger age, we're already scrubbing our skin too much and it loses a lot of its elasticity. But the secret to what you see a lot when you see all that glowing skin, if you ever go to the African continent, take Vaseline and add to it glycerin. Okay, mix that together and put it on your skin.
Add what?
Glycerin.
I'm just gonna tell you
Glycerin.
something right now. It needs to be in
Yeah.
a bottle that I can buy in the store. Cause
Yes, you
Miki.
can buy it in the store,
Hey, what?
I
Miki,
use it in
that
my hair too.
but it makes a huge difference, and especially in winter where your skin is cracking and all of that. Just take that glycerin, mix it with your Vaseline or your lotion or anything like that, and it makes a huge difference. It moisturizes your body.
all
But
right.
you're not bathing in the blood of your male suitors? No?
Next
That's just
question.
a okay.
I don't have any more male suitors. Men suck. Literally.
Ah!
Haitian said he had that juice.
They
Definitely
are
got
people
that juice,
sucking.
yo.
He had
Woo!
that
With the
good good.
All
protein.
right, so can we
All
get a
right.
conversation going where
she said
everybody has
men
a
suck, and you
Woo.
just said you got the juice. Okay, Haitian.
With the
Anyway.
protein.
No,
Ooh.
I
With the
said
protein.
they suck. Anyway.
Can
What
we get a
about under eye
conversation
You
bags?
want
going?
to be gender
Hello.
inclusive? They.
Can we get a conversation going where everybody can participate? Maybe no, perhaps, please. No,
I
anybody
mean,
there?
Miriam talked about Vaseline and she explained, she talked about its benefits. I just think that we need to pay attention to that and understand that Vaseline can be useful if it's used the right way.
Yeah,
Listen,
and,
Yeah, but
and
what else you want to talk
we're
about?
moving forward.
That everybody can discuss because Vaseline ain't it.
Now, I have really bad allergies, so I'm constantly blowing my nose. And I put, you can do this with little kids too. You know how their little nose, it'll get all red and raw when you keep having to wipe their nose. I put a little bit of Vaseline right there, so it helps protect it, and my nose doesn't get as raw.
Thank,
I did that with my kids too.
thanks for sharing.
You're
I
welcome.
just wanted to say,
you didn't sound
See, y'all
you guys,
rather
sincere.
be hollering and
I just,
yelling and cussing people out. That's all I'm saying.
Mickey, you were
I
doing
think
that an hour and a half
Mickey,
ago.
I'm trying to be
Mickey.
good,
Freaking
God.
hypocrite.
Good
Cat.
God, Gad.
The
I
Mickey,
just
I
wanted to
think you
add
look
that you can get
fabulous.
hospital grade Vaseline from the apothecary shop.
Hmm.
Why do you use Vaseline, Sandra?
Oh my God.
Not another person advocating for Vaseline. Child, what is this? Y'all getting paid for them?
I mean,
This is a
you
I'm
slow
had
not
an
saying
burn.
that you
Adosian
should
What is
shitting
use it
on
on your
hospital
face.
Vaseline.
I don't.
grade
This is a
Vaseline?
slow
What is
burn.
hospital
It's
grade
pure.
Vaseline?
It's pure. It's been pure. It's been purified. I
It's
don't
been
know
purified.
what
They're
it would be
using it
used
for in the
for.
Purify,
hospital.
I don't
Lord,
know, but I that's where I got it
purify
because I was
my
worried about
heart.
putting um just regular Vaseline,
Let me
anywhere other
Google
than on my
that.
feet.
There's hospital
Sandra,
grade Vaseline.
Purify
I don't
best.
see them using
I can take a
Vaseline at
picture
the
and show it to you.
hospital. I just
Dang, how
gotta I wanna go see
that?
what they use it for inside of a hospital. I'm trying
In
to
the
think.
dentist, maybe. In the dentist, because they, put that
The
What?
Vaseline
dentist
on your lips.
office?
Yeah, they put the Vaseline on
So
your lips.
I think
Oh,
she's saying
Uh,
Vaseline just as a
as
sort
a
of metonym for
maternity.
petroleum jelly. 'Cause in the
Yes,
hospital they
hospital grade
use the
petroleum
petroleum
jelly.
jelly.
but
Yeah.
I,
Hey,
Hold on,
conversation.
hey,
And
but I want
I
Vaseline
I
mean,
is
mean,
just a
so
I don't
conversation.
know brand.
Is,
what they use petroleum
what is
jelly
hold
for
on? Why y'all want to
in
talk about
the hospital
Vaseline?
setting. I'm trying to think in my brain. What
What's wrong?
could they
um
possibly use it for?
It can be applied to
circumcision.
wounds. It's applied to
Circumcision.
wounds.
Applied
Oh
to
my
wounds,
God.
really?
Yes.
There's no
Are
Lisa,
you?
I
yeah,
Oh
they
use
my
it to
use
make
God.
a
I just.
I
scrub.
guess I'll
Petroleum
just be in the
jelly.
hospital
Right.
for
Lisa,
X amount of
they use
years and
that they use
they use
Vaseline in boxing when you get cut.
They use
Wait,
it for
so I
yeah, that's
minor
not
literally,
the
wound
fucking
care.
Who
I
put
hospital.
who
actually
put on
Googled, and there
They
is
use
medical.
it for minor wound
That's for
care.
slippage.
I
So
don't
there
care.
is
That
They,
Vaseline.
is
Yes.
They
lying.
don't fucking
they
Vaseline
use
my
it
Oh,
when they
that's
have no
just
asshole.
like
KY
That's
the
for
jelly.
that's for
I'm sorry,
slippage.
all
but
right. Y'all know
I'm
what
Hey,
it
hey,
is.
yeah.
hey, hey,
Haitian,
hey.
Haitian, Haitian. No KY jelly.
Oh, Miss
So
Sandra, you
KY
Google.
jelly.
Do too
They do
fucking
use
much.
KY
I
jelly
know
in the
y'all hate
hospital.
Google, but thank you for saying
what?
that, Sandra, because there is medical grade Vaseline. I never heard of that, so
Okay,
thank you.
medical
Petroleum
grade
Oh my
Vaseline.
Vaseline is
God.
the
And
brand,
ask them
y'all.
what they
Gross.
use it for.
This is ridiculous.
They use
They
it.
use it for wound care among other things,
People
like
with
minor
burns.
Yo, I
wounds.
cannot believe y'all
Minor,
niggas talking
why
about
would they
Vaseline
use
for an
They
hour.
Vaseline for minor wounds? I
They
could see them
actually
using it
use
in
it
a
if you
burn
have
do.
a
unit.
burn.
They probably
If
use it
you
in a burn unit.
But
yes,
then
they
it's used
do.
in a hospital. Then that's what
If
No,
she
you
I'm
said.
have a
just
That's
saying
burn,
that's
they
the only unit
lather
I
you
then
with
go in. So
Vaseline.
that's why I was thinking the only place I haven't spent a lot of time is burn unit. So maybe they use it there. So
I
that
have
makes
seen
sense.
that, and it's been used on me on
Oh,
burns. So
really?
yeah,
On your
yeah,
burn? Okay.
yeah.
All right.
Miss Sandra. Where do you get your medical grade Vaseline? Like
I
you know,
ordered it. I ordered offline from the apothecary shop online because
apothecary
that's where I
shop.
get my cocoa butter and stuff like that.
You
You
know,
said
there's
it was
a little
purified.
African store that sells shea butter. You can get like goat's
Purify
milk
my
and all of that stuff.
heart, Lord.
Let me tell you what the best hidden secret is, that black African soap. You put that on your face and let it sit for a little while. It really
Oh, you
works.
said black African soap. Okay, I was like, what?
I honestly
Hey,
thought
hey,
that
hey,
was
hey,
that
hey,
was
I
a
hey.
was
fight.
like,
Paul
I
said
Hey,
I use
honestly thought
natural
that was
soap.
don't
about to
explain
turn
that
into
shit.
I was
fight.
thinking the same thing. I
I
was
don't
Patty.
like,
know, Patty. I don't know that you want to tell people to buy black African soap because it comes from poor black African
Oh my
countries. And
gosh,
as you
Kay, I didn't
know,
know that. Oh
Patty,
my
can I
poor
tell you a
black
secret,
African
Patty?
countries need to be shit on
that's
because the people who come from there do not deserve to be respected.
Patty, can I
that
tell you a
That's
secret?
what
soap is
that's what
amazing,
one of your
y'all.
mods told us.
Is this an
What is this spitting
anti-cocoa
bitch
butter
talking
room?
about?
Yeah,
Hello?
What are you talking about, spitty?
Cocoa
what's the
butter. We're talking about
Oh,
abused
stop
Yeah,
spitting
broken
it was
bitch
everywhere.
over.
Shut
talking
up.
about?
Shut up,
What is the
bitch.
moronic mean girl
Shut
Wow.
up or
talking
your ass up,
about?
Look at
bitch.
that horse.
Shut
Yeah,
the
I'm
Come on.
fuck
definitely
up,
mean
you
to your stupid
moronic
ass.
mean girl.
You a
Shut the
bum
Come
fuck
bitch.
up,
on,
moronic mean
we
girl.
The
need a
fuck up,
girl.
dumb
Shut the
bitch.
fuck up, moronic mean
Back to
girl.
black
That's the
African
only
soul,
thing you're
black
known
African sissy.
about.
We're
You
talking
said
Being a
African soul, not
moron
sissy, right?
and
You
I
being
don't know
a
why this bitch
mean
talking.
girl. Being a
are
homophobic, xenophobic,
Yep,
bigoted
homophobic
bitch.
against you. I
That's
hate you.
what you
I hate
are.
your homo
Oh,
ass.
well, you can
I
hate
do.
me all you want. Do you know how
I
much
hate you,
energy it
homo.
takes to hate?
Okay.
Do you know how much
Well,
energy
you
it
the
takes
one
to
talking to me,
hate?
bitch.
I'm
Do you
going
know
Go
how
live
much
your life,
energy it
bitch.
takes to
Wait a
hate?
minute,
Go sit
I
on
was
y'all.
a
minding
rock or
my
something. I
business
don't
when you
know.
talked to me, you dumbass bitch. I was
Guys,
Bitch, and
minding
I
my
speak.
business tonight
You
when
always
you
spitting.
really
talked to
sounds
When you
me.
bad.
talk shit to
I
guys,
me.
was minding my
if it
business
is
You're not
when
from here.
your
unfair,
Everyone don't think like
trick
before
that.
we
ass
go to the
talks to me, bitch.
Your sweet ass talks to me.
Yes, your
That's
trick
what you
ass
should talk
talks
with
to
Tupac.
me. I was
Go over there and suck
minding
a
my
sash.
business, you broken
Go over there and
bitch,
suck a sash.
when your
I love you,
abused,
Sassy. Sassy,
unlovable
Sassy.
ass
Yo,
talks
don't
to
you,
me.
son of a... Can't even
Yes,
say your
that's
S's
right.
and shit.
somebody speaking
Bitch,
in
Can't even
tongues.
say your S's
your
and
diction
shit.
isn't that great.
Can't say
Your
S's.
diction
I'm
isn't.
49
Your diction isn't. Y'all need to stop.
S's and
Yeah,
shit.
Y'all this bitch. Just
hey,
broken, unlovable bitch.
my diction ain't that great, but you know what is great? My dick.
Haitian,
I'm not
come
surprised,
I
on.
bet you
Haitian.
can say an S.
That can't be the best thing about you, attorney. That only works until you're like
You
Imagine being a
65.
dumbass
lawyer with a speech
bitch.
impediment.
Exactly. Nobody can hear me, right? Nobody can
Well,
understand me,
let me
bitch.
ask you.
Because
Wait,
your
Monet,
diction is
Monet,
so
what
great.
about Aleppo? Aleppo.
Yours isn't. Yours isn't.
Your syntax is so great.
Your syntax is so
You're
great.
known for
Stop saying
elocution,
S's,
ho.
spitting.
You're known for
I know you
elocution,
spit
ho. That's
all
what
over
you're known
everything.
for. You, bitch, are known for elocution. That's a lie you want us to believe,
I am.
correct?
You want us to believe.
That's right. I'm
Just
teaching you,
spitting.
ho. Shut
Just
the fuck up
spitting.
and
Just
learn.
spitting. Just S.
Shut
S.
the fuck up and
S. It's us.
learn.
Us.
Shut the
Not
fuck
us.
up and
There's no
learn.
TH in us.
Shut the
You keep
fuck up and
asking.
learn,
Okay, Mike
bitch.
Tyson.
You are in no
Mike
place to
Tyson.
criticize anybody's
You're in no
diction.
place to
You
criticize
are in
anyone.
no place to
The
criticize
brown
anybody's
cow
Oh,
has
diction.
no one
spent
cares
Because
its
what you
spot.
everybody
say.
knows
Let's
that
do a
you're a
voice
gutter snipe,
exercise.
ho. You're a gutter
The
snipe.
brown cow
An
has spent its spot. A
absolute
gutter snipe who has
gutter
better diction than
snipe.
you.
An unlovable, a bitter bitch. Can't mind her. I was minding my business tonight, and you were so
Okay,
filled with
gang,
hate
who's
that you
You see
decided to
how
tell
you
a
got them
lie
going
about
on and on?
Vaseline.
This is when you beat
Yes,
a bitch
you told a
ass
lie
and they
about
can't take it
Vaseline
so y'all
and
because
got
you
they
were
never
Monet
such
leave
a
it
pissed
hater.
the
alone. But
whole
go
time.
ahead. I'll go off mute.
Can't
I
take
beat
what,
your
bitch?
ass again, bitch.
You have absolute
All right, I declare truce amongst everybody.
tragic trick ass bitch. There ain't
Oh,
no damn
okay,
truce. Cause
okay.
this bitch can't mind her business. I
Oh
was
my gosh,
minding my
Lord,
business, but this trick ass miserable
what's wrong?
She's
What's
mad. She is mad.
what
Bitch, I
is
got her
wrong?
outside of herself, bitch.
Okay, so what was the conversation? Okay, we're not going back to Vaseline. We're not going back to Vaseline. Uh,
That's a lie. Not,
Hey,
that's
Not
a
that's a
lie.
we're
Now
lie.
not
you
going
know what
back.
you mean.
No,
Woo, what is
no,
No.
Vaseline?
Do not take me
Oh, that's
back to
funny.
Vasa or the line. I can't. Can't. Um,
Ooh.
No, Miss Sandra,
Well,
they don't want to
you
have a
guys,
conversation about skincare, even though it's mostly women in here that need to
well,
get it. So never mind.
yeah,
Let's talk
Oh,
well,
about
you guys
bullshit
don't
yet
need it.
again.
no, hold
Don't
on.
need that skincare. It's gonna get real cold and real dry outside.
That's
It's gonna get
what
real
I'm not
cold
damn it!
out
I
here.
asking.
said we're not talking about Vaseline.
You're missing it. We're not gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about this cold ass air that's coming. It's gonna feel like 18 degrees out here in Dallas
No.
Fort Worth. Ooh, it's gonna
No,
get
no,
cold,
no,
y'all. Hold on.
Ashton.
Hold on,
18
cause
in
Where
Dallas?
look,
where is the
hey,
snowstorm coming
yo,
from?
Yeah.
Which
All over
up
the
direction?
north,
country.
up
I know,
north,
but
it's
where
hey,
it's
Uh-huh,
coming
you
from?
miserable cold frostbitten hole.
Anthony, you've been awfully quiet listening to the Negroes. What have you
Yeah,
to say?
I'm
You come in
enjoying
here
the
to
show,
brag
man.
about
How you
Donald
doing
Trump
tonight,
again?
Nikki? Yeah,
uh,
Anthony the one
go
sent
right
me. He
ahead, man.
told me to
Let's
do that.
focus on me.
What have you learned, Anthony?
But really, Anthony, you've never been this
what are you
quiet.
doing?
Hold on, but
He's
Anthony
not
was
getting in
also
the middle of that mess. Y'all
You
talking
Anthony.
know,
about
may I please
Vaseline?
finish
What
my
are you gonna
spades
get
game? I'll be
into
right
No.
back. I'm just finishing the
Now hold
spades
on for
game.
a
I'll be
minute,
right back.
Anthony. Well,
Oh
Anthony, what are
no.
they using
Anthony plays
Wait a
spades.
hospital
minute.
grade Vaseline for? In the burn unit?
Wait,
I
you're
have never
playing
Sis,
seen it in
why
a
you
spades?
going
hospital
back to
setting.
That's
I
Vaseline?
Diddy.
said
Ever,
I said
ever,
that,
ever,
and
ever,
they
Lisa.
in here
Vaseline.
trying to motherfucking think that I'm crazy. I've been in the hospital for a decade, and I have never seen
Oh my
hospital
god.
grade
It's
Vaseline. So you think
okay
it's
to
the
be
I thought
burn
right.
we
unit?
were
It's
going
okay to
over.
be
Okay, y'all, we're
wrong.
done with the Vaseline.
I thought so.
Was
No,
there any
please, no,
updates
not
on what
yet.
happened in New Orleans or anything or anything?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I put in the chat earlier that there was a British citizen who was murdered that died as a
Anthony, are
consequence.
you reneging?
So let
Oh,
us see.
sorry.
How dare you?
You can't renege online.
Wait, you're playing spades
Reneging
by
is crazy.
yourself? That is the
No, I'm
loneliest
playing
thing I
against
have heard
people.
in a
It's
while.
See, this
playok.com.
is this is
Playok.com.
happening.
It's amazing.
Hey, eat your steak. Now, what you were saying, Dr.
If you're
Adrian?
playing it, it sucks.
I said that there was a report that one of the dead persons was a British citizen, and they released all the names now. I think
So did it change? Because yesterday they said that it was actually 15, but today I heard 14. So which one is it?
names. I think there's one person whose name has yet to be released.
Sad.
Okay. All right.
It's a
I,
lot going on. A lot of stuff going on, man. Wow.
okay. All right. So are the British mad? Was he here to play like in the game, or he was just down here celebrating, or didn't say?
On vacation, holiday.
He drove. We talking about the guy that drove from Texas to New
No, no, no.
Orleans.
We're talking about one of the victims, babe.
Oh, okay. Yeah, man, it's really sad, y'all. That's really sad. Did that guy leave behind any kind of manifesto or any written material, or is that stuff being combed through? Anybody know about that? Because sometimes these folks leave things. Anybody heard anything yet about anything being left, or anything on his social media about this, or planning of this? That's concerning too.
I don't think anything new has came up of that. That's why I was asking.
No, but what's really interesting on the change of topic is that the South Koreans, that the police went to arrest the impeached president, and his supporters, I put this in the chat earlier too, his supporters were standing outside cheering him on and saying, "Stop the steal." And their hope is that Donald Trump will do some kind of intervention to reinstate Yoon. I'm telling
So
this mega
corny.
shit is spreading all over the world. They like stop the steal. This
Fucking
is crazy.
corny
What?
industry.
All right, y'all. What y'all gonna do?
Amen.
It's Friday.
Amen.
say what
Well,
we
did
gonna
you
do is Friday.
no? Did you guys hear Hakeem Jeffries burn today in
No,
Congress?
Earlier.
Yeah,
no.
it was awesome. Oh, sorry.
Oh,
What
he
did you
set them
say?
up so good. I mean, I can just post the link, but he basically set up the Congress and basically called them out for being election deniers and all that. So
Post the link
it
so we
was
can play it.
great. I'm gonna absolutely will.
Who's election deniers?
You're about to hear in 1 minute.
All right.
Uh-oh. Is that popcorn? Oh, oh.
Huh?
I hear the
No,
popcorn pop.
Taymula. No, they're not. They're referring to Donald Trump's saying stop the steal. It has nothing to do with the steel deal in Japan.
People just be making up. What
Like,
the fuck?
what? I'm like, what
Today is
is
not
happening?
you
What is
heathens.
going
Calm the fuck
on?
down. God damn, y'all always so quick to make fun of somebody. And some of you are educators,
Seriously?
crackheads. She made a mistake. Damn.
Seriously, Mickey? The
Wait,
person
wait,
who
is it
Yes,
yells and
me?
seriously.
curses.
Y'all
That
are so
People,
man.
You
fucking
okay?
mean all
okay.
the time. Damn.
Are you serious?
This is absurd.
Yeah, but
Wait,
I make fun of
I'm
the
not gonna take.
crackheads that
I'm
I
not
know.
taking
The
moral
problem
lessons
is
from
that y'all
you.
don't even know who
I'm not
that is,
taking
and
moral
y'all are just
lessons from.
being
The way
fucking
that
mean.
you yell at people in the chat. Are
Hey,
you
come on,
kidding
y'all.
right
Come on,
now?
y'all. Come on, y'all.
Yes, because some people come
All
in
right,
here to
Scotty.
follow other
Scotty put it
people.
in there. Scotty
Shit.
put it in there for you, Patty.
Okay, let me go ahead and play this. Let me see if it got any commercials first. You got it on Instagram, bro? Okay, hold on. You go into music mode. Oh,
And
it
just
is.
the setup here is that he's
The American
addressing
people
Congress.
elected Donald Trump as the 47th president of the United States of America. Thank you for that very generous applause. It's okay. There are no election deniers on our side of the aisle. See, one, one, one should love America. One should love America when you win and when you lose. That's the patriotic thing to do, and that's the America that House Democrats will fight hard to preserve because we love this country. The American people elected Donald.
And
Go Hakeem.
Wow.
You better be glad.
That
That's
was
what you
it?
guys got excited about?
That was it?
They have to
hell
take it
yeah.
where they could
What
get it,
you
Yeah,
Anthony.
excited,
because
No,
man?
but
we
there was more to the speech than just that. And when you
Okay.
watch it, like when he first announced that Donald Trump had been elected, like everybody stood up. The Republicans stood up and they were like clapping. And then when he made the comment about the election deniers, they all looked super chagrined and sat down.
Mm.
So it's
Well, it
part of
was a very pro-America speech.
part
We
of
don't
the
want to be election deniers. We
Leave her
really don't.
finish.
Relax yourself, bro.
who the hell is
Donald
you?
Trump is
You
still
brand new in
nah.
here. Hold
who
Donald
on,
Trump
is
baby.
will
talk.
accept.
Wait, what? I thought Dr. AG was talking.
I thought
I'm
I
sorry,
was too, but maybe I imagined it. My imagination running away with me. But so part of it was the visual that made it powerful too. So just listening to it, you kind of miss. But there were other points that he hit in there as well about the electing or campaigning and governing and what's the role of the government. Like he had a whole. It was good. The speech was really good. About time.
I'm
It
looking
was so
for it. I'm
quiet.
looking for it now so we can listen to the whole thing.
Yeah, education
It's
and
on.
black rhetorical
It's on
strategy. Sorry.
C-SPAN. The
Go ahead, your
C-SPAN
mama.
link. Yeah.
Just my imagination.
First Lady, I finally finished Your Honor. It was fire. Thank you so much for that
Wasn't it
recommendation.
good?
Oh my God, I can watch that again. It was fire. Thank you
Patty, I
so
put the
much.
link in the chat.
Okay, thanks. All right. Am I in music mode? Let me check real quick. All right. Speaker Johnson, Speaker Emerita Pelosi, it's great to see you back in the chamber. Whip Clark, Chairman Aguilar, thank you for your kind and generous words of nomination. To my colleagues in government, new members of Congress, families, friends, all those assembled. It's a high honor and a distinct privilege to welcome you to the People's House and the 119th Congress. The Bible teaches us in Ecclesiastes, the 3rd chapter, 1st verse, that for everything there is a season and a time for every matter under heaven. It's fair to say that in a democracy, there's a time to campaign and a time to govern. The election is over. This is a new Congress. The American people need us as their elected representatives in this season to put down our partisan swords and pick up bipartisan plowshares. Good luck. It's time for us to come together. What if I told you there is no such thing as no internet? Oh, yeah.
You know what's funny, Scotty? I literally just watched
So
Footloose.
Republicans, but as Americans, to get things done for the people. In that spirit, House Democrats will work hard to find bipartisan common ground with our Republican colleagues in the incoming administration on any issue, whenever and wherever possible, in order to make life better for everyday Americans. For far too long in this country, the cost of living has gone up, but the size of the middle class has come down. Housing costs are too high. Grocery costs are too high. Childcare costs are too high. Insurance costs are too high. Utility costs are too high. America is too expensive. There are far too many people in this great country who for decades have been struggling to live paycheck to paycheck. That is not acceptable in the wealthiest country in the history of the world. We need to build an affordable economy for hard-working American taxpayers, and we need to build it now. It's time for us to come together and finally lower the high cost of living in the United States of America once and for all. And we will work with anyone of any party to get that done. We will work with anyone to secure our borders, and we will work with anyone to fix our broken immigration system
in a comprehensive and bipartisan manner. At the same period of time, at the same period of time, we will push back against far-right extremism whenever necessary. So let me be clear. Social Security and Medicare are not entitlement programs. They are earned benefits. Hardworking American taxpayers pay in to Social Security and Medicare every day, every week, every month, every year throughout their entire adult life. They've earned those benefits, worked hard for those benefits, and deserve those benefits. So as Democrats, our promise to the American people is that we will fight hard to make sure that no one in this town takes away Social Security or Medicare from the American people. Not now, not ever, no means never. Our position is that it is not acceptable to cut Social Security, cut Medicare, cut Medicaid, cut veterans benefits, or cut nutritional assistance from children and families in order to pay for massive tax breaks for billionaires and wealthy corporations. House Democrats will fight hard to protect working class Americans and the things that matter to them, not the wealthy, the well-off, and the well-connected. Keep your hands off Social Security and Medicare. Over the last 4 years, it's been a great honor for us to work alongside President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris, whose administration rescued the economy from a once-in-a-century pandemic, delivered historic infrastructure investments, created more than 15 million good-paying jobs, enacted common-sense gun safety legislation for the first time in 30 years, provided life-sustaining health insurance to veterans suffering from toxic exposure, championed the largest investment in combating the climate crisis in the history of the world, which we will defend, and brought down the high price of life-saving prescription drugs for millions of Americans. Thank you, President Biden and Vice President Harris, for your powerful, principled, and purposeful public service. Thank you. 2 months ago, the American people elected Donald Trump as the 47th President of the United States of America. Thank you for that very generous applause. It's okay. There are no election deniers on our side of the aisle. See, one, one, one should love America. One should love America when you win and when you lose. That's the patriotic thing to do, and that's the America that House Democrats will fight hard to preserve because we love this country. America is bigger than any one campaign, any one election, or any one individual. America, the land of the free and the home of the brave. Let us never forget that our country is free, not simply because we are strong. America is strong because we are free. That freedom is now under assault. There are some in this country who apparently believe that the freedom of economic opportunity that made them wealthy should not apply to everyone else. Our message to that crowd is simple. Democrats will never abandon the long walk toward freedom. We will fight hard to defend the freedom of opportunity that makes the American dream possible. We will fight hard for the freedom to vote and to fight for a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. We will fight for the freedom to organize and join a union of your choice. We will fight to defend the free enterprise system, but work hard to make sure that it actually works for working class Americans. And we will always defend a woman's freedom to make her own reproductive health care decisions. America promises one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. That's the America House Democrats will fight hard to preserve. God bless you. God bless the House of Representatives. May God continue to bless the United States of America. It is now my responsibility to present the gavel to the gentleman from the great state of Louisiana, the son of a firefighter, a God-fearing man, a husband, and a loving father of four, the 56th Speaker of the United States House of Representatives, the Honorable Mike Johnson.